Oh, sorry, too. My bad. Sorry, guys. I, my bad. Hang on one sec, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just sitting in the dark over here, YouTube. That's what I'm doing. Sorry. My bad, guys. A moment of silence. No, Soul of a Beer Can. You should come on over to TikTok for a minute. All right, guys, tap that screen. How about with live go? We're going to start bringing people up here shortly. Looks like we've got somebody in the box already. We're going to bring them up first here in just a moment. All right. Let's double check that this. Going to double check that phone line is on, and then we're going to start talking to people. All right, let me bring up my backup. And we're going to start talking to our first Trump supporter, it looks like. Appreciate you guys being here. Keep tapping that screen and helping out with the live goal. Thank you, thank you. Connor, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 19 and I voted in Louisiana.
Why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026?
Well, first of all, why I can show you why I still support him because in his first term,
I
he
didn't ask
created.
about his first term. I said, why, as of
Okay,
July 2026, do you still support him?
okay, so then I'll use the example of ICE. Uh,
What?
Trump.
What did you say?
I said ICE.
You support him now
Illegal
because
customs enforcement.
what are they?
ICE. So ICE specifically. Do you not know what ICE is?
What does it stand for again?
It's ICE. Do you not know what that even
Yeah,
is?
I
Because if
asked
you don't know
what
what
does
it
it. I
is,
said,
it's
what
not
does it stand for?
ICE is illegal customs enforcement.
It's illegal customs enforcement. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that, man. Thank you for teaching me
Oh,
something today.
immigration customs enforcement. I meant that. My bad, man. I just looked. My bad, man. I did not mean to say that.
Uh huh.
I'm so sorry. I was tripping out. So, Immigration Customs Enforcement (ICE) has deported a bunch, I'd say thousands and thousands of illegal immigrants who are coming to our country
They've
and
deported less
committed
people than Joe
various
Biden did.
felonies.
So why are you happy with them? He's doing a worse job than Joe Biden
Uh,
did.
Actually, yeah, as of right now, but the term's not finished, so you can't
As of right
indefinitely
now,
say
you
that.
absolutely can say that because number one, if you compare Donald Trump's first term to Joe Biden's first term, 1-to-1, Joe Biden did a better job. That's been verified by multiple sources as of the end of Joe Biden's term. So that's number one. But number two is if you take an average of what Donald Trump is doing right now, on average, he's deporting less people than Joe Biden. So if he continues at this pace, he's still doing worse than Joe Biden. So no.
Right, but there's
So
still
what you're trying to do is you're trying to say that you still support Donald Trump because you hope one day he might do better? That really sucks. That's a dumb reason to support somebody after a
no,
year and a half
actually,
that he's had a chance of doing a good job. Dude, what's wrong with you?
okay, well, actually, you didn't even
And
let me
also,
finish my statement.
he's been president now for 5.5 years, and this is the best he can do is to do a half-assed job worse than Joe Biden.
Okay, actually, no, he didn't, because in this first, you can't indefinitely say he's done a worse job until his term is
You
finished. Then you
literally
can,
can
which
say
is
that
why I
he's done
brought.
a worse job than Joe Biden because when you compare their 2 4-year terms 1-to-1, he did a worse job than Joe Biden. And when you take and monthly average what he's done so far, he's doing worse than Joe Biden. So
Okay,
definitively,
so
I can absolutely, positively say he is doing
no,
worse
you
than
can't.
Joe Biden. Dude, you don't understand how statistics work, so allow me to help you out. Definitively, at this point in time, he's doing worse than Joe Biden. Now, you might want to say, well, maybe one day he won't be as bad as Joe Biden, but until that day comes, right now, he's doing worse than Joe Biden. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
So thank you for interrupting me because you still haven't let me finish my first claim. I appreciate it. Second of all, you can't, like I said, statistics. Yes, you can go off statistics, but statistics also change. So there's various factors that can make statistics change. So as of right now, yes, you could say that Biden's done that, but his term is not over yet, which means a bunch of things can change, which is why I brought
Did
up
you
the
not
first
listen
term.
to what I just fucking said, you stupid fucking idiot?
Yes. Thank you for being rude.
Cool. If you listen to what I just said, well, what would be even more rude is not listening to anything that I just said. So I'll say it again and I'll say it slower since you're from Louisiana. What I said was statistics can change, and what you're banking on is one day that maybe Donald Trump might be better than Joe Biden, but that has not happened. And as of right now, Joe Biden is better than Donald Trump on deportations. So suck it up, Buttercup, and just admit that Donald Trump sucks balls at deporting
Okay,
people.
so
Shut the fuck up while I'm talking. Your daddy is talking right now. So,
then I'm gonna
because
leave.
shut the good, then leave like a
This
little
ain't
bitch
debate.
because you can't handle this conversation.
I'm just gonna leave.
Good, then leave. You don't
Waste
have
of-
to announce your departure. It's not a fucking airport, Junior. Go the fuck away because you can't handle basic statistics. That's what I thought. Bye-bye. God damn. These people suck. I just wanted to say the same thing that he just said. Okay. I love Charlie Kirk. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Cool. How old are you? What state did you vote in?
New Jersey, I'm 19.
Okay. Why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026?
Because he's great for our country, my friend. And honestly, I didn't even support Trump for quite a long.
Cool. So I don't do vague platitudes, so I would prefer that you actually be specific, and I don't really care like why you didn't support him or why you voted for him or didn't vote him or anything like that. Oh wait, you couldn't have voted for him because you're 19 years old. So anyways, let's try this. Why don't you tell me what Donald Trump is doing right now specifically that you like? Go.
Well, So you want me to be specific about my answer?
When I asked you why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026, what I don't want you to do is go, well, he's a great president. He's doing great things for the country. Because you can just say that about anybody or anything. That's just bullshit platitudes. Do you know what a platitude is?
Yes, my friend.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I would like you to be specific. That's why I specified and I said, tell me exactly what Donald Trump is doing right now that you like.
Well, my good follower and brother in Christ, Charlie Kirk.
I don't care about Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's dead. No one gives a fuck about Charlie Kirk anymore. Anyways, he leaned left at the end, so I think he would agree more than with me. So, right now, what does Donald Trump do that you like? Try again.
Sorry, I was muted. He doesn't support men in women's bathrooms.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, neither do I. Awesome. So glad we're all on the same page. Anyways, what is it that you're worried about?
What am I worried about?
Oh, are you talking about trans women?
Oh, 100%.
Cool. I would love for you right now to show me what has Donald Trump done to keep trans women, men in your terminology. What has he done to keep them out of bathrooms? Go.
I'm sure real TPA.
What has he done to keep them out of bathrooms? Oh, are you a glazer of that guy who's got the terrible beard that he doesn't know how to comb or use any products in? Anyways, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Donald Trump. And if you want to talk about him, you should maybe go over to his panel where he's got like 30 people, and you could just suck on his cock all day.
Why are you talking?
Anyways, I was wondering, what has Donald Trump done to actually effectuate the position that you're talking about, or do you not know what you're talking about and you're just talking out of your ass and you're another one of those Charlie Kirk glazers and the only thing you know how to talk about is Charlie Kirk?
No, but
all right, cool. Then answer my question and stop being a little bitch.
Real TPA.
Why are you talking about real TPA? Answer my question.
Did you watch your own live?
Why are you talking about him? I'm asking you a question about Donald Trump. It seems like you guys are all real obsessed with him. He runs a live, I'm pretty sure. There's like 20 or 30 people in there. You could go talk in front of 20 or 30 people. I just started, and I've got like 500 people here.
I really heard he's going live.
Anyways, I'm still waiting for you. So if you don't want to talk about policy and you want to talk about Charlie Kirk or TPA, you can just go put your mouth on his dick and go over to his live. I really don't care. I mean, like, whatever you guys do over there is fine. Anyways, last chance. Do you want to talk about policy or do you want to talk about
TPA
Charlie?
Has real conversation.
All right, cool. All right. Later, man. Best of luck to you. Hey, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Let's have a conversation. Appreciate you guys. Nemo messaged me. He'll be over in a little bit. He was just finishing up with somebody over on Manda's live. Hey, if you're over on the tube and you'd like to give a ring, that phone number is right here. It's above my head. Actually, I think I forgot to pin it over. Okay, Rika, whatever you say. Okay. I would love for you to explain that one to me, friend. You can explain that to me. All right, I forgot to pin the number in the chat. We're gonna do that real quick. Over on the tube. Once again, guys, our phone line is open. We're just getting started here on a Monday night. Happy Monday to everybody. Good to be back. Definitely. Although the news over the weekend was not bad. For other reasons. He really is desperate. He can't help it. I know, right? But anyways, oh, you liked my video on Ladybug? Oh, I'm so glad. Despite the good news, there was definitely some bad news today. In fact, I was in Biddeford this morning. I was in Biddeford this morning on my way here. to my I'm back in Maine. I was there this morning. Obviously, I didn't see anything that happened or anything like that, but I was literally there. It is a kind of like a I want to say like basically kind of like a midway point. It's a good stopping point if I need to like grab something, or if I gotta do a bath. You guys, no one needs to say sorry to me. Do not say sorry to me. I didn't see anything. Nothing bad happened to me. Don't, please. I'm totally fine. I'm just saying I was there, which is it's just very odd. It's just very weird because it's just a place that I go all the time. It's just this quiet, sleepy little Maine town. It's just insane because when you take the three major Mitch McConnell, I'm still here, Matt. We don't believe you, Mitch. When you take, I think it was the three biggest towns in Maine, I think there was like one homicide last year between them. Like it's this shit just doesn't happen here. It is hard. Yeah, I agree, LV. It's harder, I think, when it's like right in front of you, and it's that part is just like it's a little fucked up. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, Mitch, some would say that Lindsey Graham mogged on you. He stole your spotlight. Did it first. Yeah. Yeah, sweetie, I know. That part of it is it's abhorrent. The video is terrible, and the video is terrible because it doesn't show anything going wrong. So that's the craziest part, but we'll dive into that a little bit more later. Kuman, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh, of course.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
36, and I'm in Connecticut. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026?
Because, man, enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. That's what it is. Democrats don't care about the black community, not one bit. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm from the hood and I see it, man. You know, you can't bullshit a bullshitter, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? They only play the race card when they need the votes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you're probably.
But you
right,
wouldn't
you're
understand
right
because you're Caucasian, man.
Yeah,
you're
well,
Caucasian.
I'm
so
actually
you
not.
wouldn't
I'm actually
understand.
not Caucasian. I'm not Caucasian. None of my family's from the Caucasus, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're white, so you wouldn't relate. You wouldn't.
But you
understand.
don't understand the difference between Caucasian and white. But that's okay. I won't hold that
Same
against
thing.
you.
Same
It's actually
thing,
not the
man.
same thing because if you're Caucasian, that would mean that your family history that they're from the Caucasus, right? And I'm not from the Caucasus.
You're from the Europeans.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
All right.
But anyways, you wouldn't. I'm not even going to get into that with you because you probably wouldn't understand. I don't want to throw things at you that are a little difficult for you to understand. But you know what? You're probably right because it was the Democrats No. Anyways, I was in the middle of talking. So I think you're probably right though. It was the Democrats that gutted the Voting Rights Act, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It was the Democrats that did that, right?
Not only the Democrats, man. It was.
Hold on. I asked you a question. Did the Democrats gut the Voting Rights Act, yes or no?
Talking about recently?
Did the Democrats gut the Voting Rights Act, yes or no?
You talking about what? You talking about recently what they did down south?
Do you not understand the question, or do I need to say it slower? Did the Democrats gut the Voting Rights Act? Do you not understand what the Voting Rights Act is? Do you need me to explain it to you, or? Are you having a tough time, or should I say
You
it's
talking about
slower?
Are you talking about what they did recently? What they're complaining about? What you guys are complaining about?
Why are you asking me a question? I asked you a question. I thought you said that you can't bullshit a bullshitter. Thought you knew what you're talking about. If you don't know what I'm
That's what
talking
you're trying to do
about,
right now.
if you don't know what I'm talking about, you could say, Matt, I don't know what the Voting Rights Act is. Could you explain it to me? You could just say that. Do you want to try that? Because it's okay to say that you don't understand
Exactly what
something.
you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Good. If you know what I'm
But like
talking
I
about,
said-
is then I'm asking you a question. Did the Democrats gut the Voting Rights Act? It's simple. Yes or no?
There was no gutting. What the fuck are you talking about?
All right,
bro?
cool. So I'll take that as an implicit.
No, so my you're controlling. You know you don't have to control my mic. I know how to stay quiet while you talk.
Oh, it seems like
You hear me,
you've
Master?
interrupted me a number
No,
of times.
you want to
So
be a master.
Oh,
Treat me
yep,
like a
you're
slave.
interrupting.
That's
Oh,
what-
you're interrupting me
that's what you-
again.
that's what you
Okay, you're
guys do.
interrupting me again. No, you just don't know how to act like an adult human being, and you keep interrupting me while I've been talking.
No,
So,
I'm a child.
Oh, no,
I'm
you've interrupted me again.
No, I'm gonna be the nigger
Oh,
that you think.
you've interrupted me again. So if
want
you
me to
don't know
be
how
the
to
nigger?
stop interrupting me like an adult, and if you're going to keep dropping slurs and try to get my live taken down, then we can't have a conversation like adults. This is very sad for you.
All right, Massa, you're right.
Oh, well, if you're going to act like that, then we're not going to have a conversation. I feel really sad for you that that's the way that you feel like you need to act. I would recommend that you start reading up on some of these things and educate yourself. I could recommend some of our friends' lives that I would strongly recommend that you go and you watch, because they could educate you, since you're definitely not going to listen to me. Okay? I feel bad for you. Also, speaking as somebody who lives in New England alongside of you, living in Connecticut, it's very easy for you to have those opinions because you're protected. You probably might not feel that way if you lived in Mississippi or Louisiana or Tennessee or Alabama or South Carolina or Georgia, just as an FYI. Oh, you can only see half of the flag, Gracie? Okay, I'll move it over a little bit for you. How about that? I can't move it over too much because there's not a whole lot of real estate here, but I'll move it over a little for you.
God damn. Sorry, I fully expected it to only take like 5 minutes.
Dude,
and
this is fine.
the guy was the most long-winded, weaselly little shitbag.
You haven't missed anything. You missed a 19-year-old who didn't know anything, and then a 19-year-old who only wanted to talk about TPA, and then I guess that guy was the only one who was trying to do some like I don't know, race baiting type shit. I think he really just wanted to get into it. I'm like, no thanks. So
That really
yeah.
sums up like what's left of MAGA at this point.
But did you see that our friend Democrats for Trump is making videos about us now? Did you see that?
I did not.
Apparently, he must be pocket watching the live now and really. Now, the funniest part about this, Nemo, is that I've never actually debated him. I was thinking back. He came up on this live one time, and it was the day that Charlie Kirk died. I remember it vividly because he came up and he had his camera on and he just started screaming, and I just dropped him right away. That's the only time he's ever actually been up on the live. But anyways, I'm not gonna play the video for you because obviously, you know, guys, we've been having that. But I will play the audio for you because it makes me laugh so much. Now, here's the little bit of background for you guys. He's upset at Nemo and I. He's upset He's upsetty spaghetti because we said this. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Here we go.
Hey, Democrats for Trump here. Hey, these two leftists, racist leftists, talk about me all you want. I could surely talk about you. There's plenty of subject matter, but I just want to show you how the left is totally racist and talk about people's immigrant wife, because they're racist, nasty people. Truly, that's where their heart is. Watch this.
He had to mail order a bride? Oh, I need to hear that story. That's amazing.
Democrats for Trump. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I last talked to him. I think his wife is Pakistani.
Mail order bride. Ooh, bad look, dude. Bad look. Trump mail ordered his too. Huh.
You guys are truly despicable. My wife is never on this platform. She doesn't get involved in politics, but she could definitely think for herself. The fact that you degrade women and immigrants and think they don't have a mind of their own, I'll bet you nobody in the left sticks up for my wife. I'll bet you none of those high-profile people that have all those views that have arguments every night won't say anything bad about these two because they're nasty as well. That's why I don't come to your panels. Democrats for Trump. It took all 7 swing states, and Obama's going to prison.
He had to. The whole video is like, oh, gotta call you. He's like, but also, took all 7 swing states, and Obama's going to prison.
God.
But wait, there's more. Hold on. So apparently, he's got Danielle involved in this too. Are you ready?
Oh yes.
Democrats for Trump here. You want to know why I left the Democratic Party?
By the way, as you listen to this video, I commented on this video and I was like, hey, if you need help with audio production because you can't figure out how to use reverb the right way, let me know. Because, like, this reverb is abysmal. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Danielle. Oh,
It sounds like he's in a bathroom.
Yeah. Danielle, this one involves this one. Oh, here. We'll bring you up for a sec, Danielle. This one in Danielle, were you up with our buddy Democrats for Trump the other day?
Oh my God, you know what's so funny? I literally am about to sit down for dinner and I'm like, I'm going to listen to Matt and Nemo. I literally just scrolled in and heard you say my name. Like within 1 second of me scrolling in. Okay, let's hear the tea.
Are you ready? Well, it's just, I think you know what this is, so I was playing it for everyone else. So he just made a video about it. So anyways, everyone, enjoy.
Well, this is just one example of the disgusting, racist liberals. Men being racist towards women, okay? That is also a nasty behavior. And can't you condemn that, dude? Like,
I've never seen it.
I'll show you. I played it while you were in here before and you were watching, so I'll play it again for you real quick. It's real quick, okay? Hey, these two leftists, racist leftists.
And then he plays the video again.
Talk about me all you want. I can surely talk about you.
He did say
Plenty of subject
racist
matter.
towards women.
But I just want to show you how the left is totally racist and talk about people's immigrant wife. Because they're racist, nasty people. Truly, that's where their heart is. Watch this.
He had to mail order a bride? Oh, I need to hear that story. That's amazing.
Democrats for Trump. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I last talked to him. I think his wife is Pakistani.
Mail order bride. Ooh, bad look, dude. Bad look. Trump mail ordered his too.
I don't think that they were saying anything derogatory about your wife. I think they were saying that your wife is an immigrant.
So referring to a woman that is an immigrant as a mail
immigrants.
order bride's not derogatory. Saying that she is a piece of meat that's curried through the fucking mail. That's why you're disgusting. I see the left treat immigrants this way. If they don't agree with them, I watch them. If somebody's married to an immigrant, that they do this disgusting stuff to, and it's just wrong. All I've asked them to do was, say it's wrong. Say it's wrong for naked adults in front of children. Say it's wrong to insult a woman and act like she has no brains or she can't make her own decisions. And simply because she's an immigrant, they're racist. They're disgusting. And that's why you should leave the Democratic Party too.
Oh my God.
Fucking A.
I was trying to defend you two and say, like, clearly that's not directed at your wife. It's directed at the fact that you have an issue with immigrants, yet you marry. Like, that's what I would, yeah. But he kept doing that to me. He kept bringing me up, cornering me, clipping it, and then dropping me. I'm never going back there again. Oh my God.
David, his real name is David. He is something. I've had many interactions with him. It's been a while, but holy shit.
Well, Nemo, they originally said that I allowed that conversation, which I had never heard before, to happen on my panel. And I'm like, Nemo has never disparaged your wife on my he's never talked about you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Matt and him were on your panel. I'm like, no, they weren't. And then he played the clip, which is on Matt's panel. Like, it was insane. But anyways, I don't want to disrupt your live.
No, it's
I
all
was
good.
just okay.
No, it's fine, friend. It's okay. We'll I wasn't gonna spend too much time on it. I just thought everyone would get a laugh out of the fact that he was crying so hard about the fact that we made like this 2-second comment about that, and he's having a meltdown about it. Now he's made 2 videos about it, so it's pretty funny.
Well, it's free press, Matt. It's free press.
Apparently, Nemo and I are doing something right because we get a lot of hate videos. So, but I'll bring you down, friend, so you can enjoy your dinner.
Okay,
but
thanks, Matt.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right, later on.
Okay,
Bye.
have a great live.
Bye, Danielle.
Bye.
Sorry, he was all over you about that. Let's see what we got on the phone here. Hi, thanks for calling the stream.
Hello
Did you
there.
vote for
Can you
Donald
hear me
Trump?
okay?
Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for
Hey
Donald
there.
Trump?
Can you please...
Yeah, that's an AI voice. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Weird. Once again, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a chat. I'd like to have a chat with you guys. Nemo and I would like to talk to you about some stuff. Mel, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump? I guess so. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I voted for Trump. I was just wondering earlier, you were complaining about these people getting shot, which I'm not for any of them getting shot.
Sorry, real quick. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 65. I'm in North Carolina.
65 in North Carolina. Okay. So why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026?
Because Trump is trying to get this country straightened back out from all the damage that's already been done.
From trying to get it straightened out from all the damage that's already been by the damage that's been done by him? I mean, that doesn't really make much sense. He's really not doing a good job if he's trying to fix all the problems that he's caused. I don't think he's doing a good job.
Well, what problems do you think he's caused?
How long do you have?
Well, I mean, give me anything.
Well, how about this? As opposed to me listing off all of the things that Donald Trump has done wrong, which would take quite a long time, why don't you tell me the things that you think Donald Trump is doing well, right now as of July 2026?
Well, he's definitely secured the border. I don't think anyone can argue that. He's deporting all these illegals, same thing Obama did.
Who's deported more people, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
I believe Trump has, but I'm not sure about that. I know that Obama deported more people.
Sure, Obama did, but we're not talking about Obama. I'm talking about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has done less than Joe Biden did. So if you wanted to actually deport more people and do it in a better way where, I don't know, people weren't getting shot in the street, then you probably should have voted for Joe Biden.
Well, 53 people were killed under Obama when they were deporting people, and not one word was said about that.
Number one, people protested Obama and what he did. Number two, how many years was that over? How many years was it over? I'll help you out. So that was over 8 years. In 1 year under Donald Trump, how many people died because of ICE? In 1 year. Do you not know the answer? I'll help you out. The answer to that question is 42. So in 1 year, Donald Trump and his administration, 42 people have died in ICE custody. Over 8 years, 56 people died in Obama's. Now, I will tell you, I think it's abhorrent that any people died in ICE custody or as a result of ICE. And I absolutely decry the fact that it happened under Barack Obama. But we're talking about a rate of 7 people per year, which when you compare it to Donald Trump, we're talking about 40-plus people per year. Who's doing a worse job?
I don't believe it was 40.
Oh, really? Well, then you would have to talk to the Trump administration because that's their number. So,
well, I haven't heard that, and every time somebody gets killed, the Democrats go absolutely ballistic on the news saying it. So I think it's been between 8 or 9 people.
You're just talking about the people that you've seen publicized in the street. The 56 number that you're talking about under Barack Obama are the total number of people that were killed or died in ICE custody or as a result of ICE. I'm also talking about the total number of people that have been killed or died in ICE custody. Like, for example, the guy that died of the infection in ICE custody when they refused to give him medical treatment. Like that guy.
I'm not pleased about any of them getting killed at any time. It's wrong
I know that,
around.
and we're not great. Then I'm glad that we're both in agreement that we're not happy about any of them getting killed. But you have to acknowledge the fact that under Donald Trump's ICE, he's doing it worse by a factor of about 6.
Well, at least he's getting rid of the thousands that have caused a lot of crime in this
Except for
country.
the fact that we've literally already established the fact that he's not getting rid of as many people as Joe Biden did. He's killing more people than Joe Biden did. And, oh, by the way, not as many of them are actually criminals.
If you cross the border illegally, you're a criminal.
Wrong.
No, they say they're undocumented, but you're undocumented because you're here illegally.
You literally just said a false statement. In fact, there was a Supreme Court case that actually ruled that if you cross the border, you are not automatically a criminal. Yep, it was like Arizona v. United States. I'll look it up for you in a minute. But nope, the Supreme Court actually said that you're not automatically a criminal if you cross the border in an undocumented fashion.
Well, the law is written that it is illegal for them to do it. And if you go to any other country in this world,
really, what's the law that says that? Can you read it to me?
No, I don't have it in front of me.
Cool. It's 8 U.S.C. 1325. You can look it up. Do you want to read it to us?
I said I don't have it in front of me.
I know. I just gave it to you. It's 8 U.S.C. 1325. Do you want to read it to us? You want to pull it up and read it to us?
I'm supporting Trump for lots of things.
Oh,
I
okay. So
was
now you
even
don't want to
in,
talk about that because okay, got it. Okay, what else do you want to talk about?
No, I'm not. No, I'm fine talking about it, but I don't have the law wrote down right in front of me. No.
Okay, great. So
I don't have
I'll read it to
access to
you.
1,000 different
Oh,
points of media as you do.
any alien who is apprehended while entering or attempted to enter the United States at a time or place other than designated by immigration officers shall be subject to a civil penalty of at least $50 and not more than $250 for each such entry or attempted entry, twice the amount in specified paragraph 1 in the case of an alien who has been previously subject to a civil penalty under this subsection. Civil penalties under this subsection are in addition to and not in lieu of any criminal or other civil penalties that may be imposed. That's it. Did that make it clear enough for you? That's the entirety of the law.
Makes it very clear, but
yeah. And so basically what it says any alien who is apprehended while entering or attempted to enter the United States. What if you're entering the United States to claim asylum? Are you a criminal?
then you come through the legal channels.
Oh, really? So do you have to go through?
Biden.
So do you have to go through a? Do you have to go through a port of entry to claim asylum?
You should.
Do you have to
Why would you
legally?
try to hide?
Do you have to legally?
I would think so.
Allow me to read for you 8 U.S.C. 1158, authority to apply for asylum. Any alien who is physically present in the United States or who arrives in the United States, whether or not at a designated port of arrival, and including an alien who is brought to the United States having been interdicted in international or United States waters, irrespective of such alien status, may apply for asylum in accordance with this section where applicable. Once again, whether or not at a designated port of arrival. So, under our laws, you absolutely can walk over that border and not be a criminal because you could be claiming asylum.
Well, you can't tell me those millions of people that came over are all looking for asylum. When you look for asylum, you go to the next country beside the one that you're
That's
running
actually
from.
false. The
They went through
UNCH
several
that's actually
countries to
false.
get here.
That's actually false. The UNCHR does not specify that you just have to go to the next country to claim asylum. That's just false. That's
I'm
not
just saying,
true.
if you're trying to escape something as they claim.
Oh, if you're
then you
trying
would
to
go the
escape
very
something
next
really
country.
terrible like gang violence or famine or a terrible economy, you're just going to cross the border into the very next country where it would be super easy for those people to find you or where the same economic conditions almost certainly exist. Yeah, that really makes sense, bud. Good job. I'm sure that's
Yeah, and
exactly what those
the
people
thousands
that are
of-
risking their lives and who have families that they want to feed, they're just going to like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to walk across the border into the next country because it'll definitely just be better there. And the people that are like looking for my family and maybe want to kill me, they're definitely just not going to find me right there. No, they want to go somewhere far away to try and escape it. That's the whole point of claiming asylum. Dude, come on. You know that. I know that.
Thousands of them died coming here, and children raped.
Yeah,
molested,
I know it's really fucking
shipped off
terrible.
to
I know
labor.
it's really terrible how many of them died trying to get a
All
better
under
life.
Biden.
I know. No, not all under Biden actually. In fact, most of them died as a result because of Donald Trump. What's Title 42?
Now you're just smoking crack, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't know what Title
Title
42 is. I know. That's okay. I understand. You're very uneducated on this subject, so you wouldn't know what I just said. I get it.
So you want to go back to let millions more people come in?
At
and
what
get on the
point? At
welfare
what point did
system.
I
That's
say
what you
that? You're
think.
just dodging. You're just dodging everything that I'm saying. I just mentioned Title 42. I asked if you
No,
knew
I
what
mean,
it was,
you
and
act
you
like
didn't know what it
a good
was.
thing. You act like it's a great thing that millions of people are flooding into this
At
country.
what point
and
did I
getting on
ever
the
say?
damn
At what point
welfare.
did I ever say that, sir? At what point did I ever say, "Oh, I love this," or I'm a proponent of this, or anything like that? I'm simply pointing out to you the legalities of it because you've been saying every single thing wrong since you've gotten on the phone with us.
Well, I don't believe it's wrong.
You
And I
can
know there's
believe
a
whatever
law
you
on the
want,
books
but
that
I've
says it's
literally
illegal
read to
come
you from
across
the
that
United
border.
States Federal Law Code, sir. So who's right? The guy reading from the law code, USC, the actual fucking law of the United States of America, or the guy who's just got some opinions on the phone?
Well, I'll look it up. It ain't no telling what you're reading off of. I'll look it up and call you back at some point.
No, you won't, because
And we
you'll
can
look it
discuss
up
it
and you'll
again,
find out
Brother
that I was
Trump.
100% right, and I've got it up on the screen now, so that's fine. But anyways,
No, I don't believe that you just walk over here illegally and it not be a crime.
it's
You're
not
saying it's a
illegal
civil
because
offense.
you're allowed to walk in and claim asylum. It's our law, 8 USC 1158.
That's a subtext.
What? That's not what subtext is. This is the main part of the law.
Well, what is it, honestly, that you hate about Trump so bad? I mean, I'm not a big supporter of Trump, the man, but I'm certainly a conservative that'd like to see this country get back on the right track. Not trying to make people do all these green deals and all this other crap they're putting in, not having drag queens teaching kids story times in school. And there's a million other things that's just absolutely sickening the way this country's headed. All these communists getting voted into office in New York and Colorado and all that kind of crap. Life ain't free. Hello?
I don't even.
Life isn't free. You want to explain that one?
You got to work for a living your own way in life. Did you hear Mondami the other way? He said he's going to take away your individuality and give you the warmth of collectivism. It sounds like a young Hitler, if anybody's a Hitler. These communists are
Yes,
sickening.
because Hitler was famously a communist.
He was definitely a fascist.
Well, we agree on that.
Very
He
good.
was definitely a fascist. You are correct. He was not a communist or a socialist. He threw out the communists and the socialists. He was a fascist. He was a far right-wing authoritarian psychopath.
Well, I'm just saying that these people getting elected in these cities now, the left-wing lunatics that are electing these people, they're
I
heading
mean,
down the path of communism.
what is it that makes them a lunatic? Like, but just to
Because
keep
this
it
is a
simple,
country of-
let's stick with Mamdani. Just to keep it simple, what about Mamdani is like a lunatic?
Someone who thinks he can give everything away for free. That's why people are leaving all these states.
I mean, people aren't really
Democrats.
leaving New York, but as far as giving away
Oh, yeah,
everything
they
for
are.
free, he's not trying to give away everything for free.
The guy he did a video of, he just left the state, went to Florida. Chevron just left California. They moved to Texas.
Pretty sure Chevron also
They're
moved
sick of these
back.
people. They just left. They moved back nowhere.
As in, like, when you say just left, like, are we talking in the last 5 minutes? When did this happen?
Yesterday was on the news.
Yesterday. Okay. Well, I was not aware of something happening yesterday with that. Chevron has gone back and forth with, quote unquote, leaving California and
But they're
then
not
coming
going to sit
back.
there and get taxed to death and give everybody free stuff. If you want something in this world,
I
you need to
mean,
get off your ass
I
and work
don't
for
think
it.
that Chevron's giving people free stuff, right? As far as them being taxed to death, Chevron
I'm
is
talking
it's an
about
oil
the
company.
Democrats
Like,
who think they can take from the hard-working man and give to all these people that want to sit on their ass and draw breath and pay.
that's the thing. That's the thing, man. It's not taking away from the hardworking man, because I'm assuming that when you say the hardworking man, you're thinking about somebody who is probably like a blue collar worker, and they bust ass doing some, I don't know, we'll just like pick a trade, like plumbing or some shit, right? Like a hard
Yeah,
job.
I'm a carpenter.
Okay, all right. So would you consider yourself a hardworking man?
I worked my whole life, yes.
Okay, cool. So you're a hardworking man. You're a carpenter. You have a trade. You have a skill, right? And so you think that Mamdani and the communists that are like him that you're referring to, that they want to take away from you to give to people who, I don't know, are lazy, like not working or something like that. The truth is, no, they don't. Because, I mean, you know, you're a carpenter. What state did you say you were in?
Louisiana.
I'm in
Louisiana,
North
okay.
Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. My bad.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
It was the other guy.
North Carolina. So, I mean, if you're a carpenter, I'm assuming that you probably have your own business, or is it kind of a...
I did. I'm semi-retired.
Okay. So, the idea is to tax people who have such excess that even taxing them to absurd amounts wouldn't be missed by them. It would be a rounding error for them. Like they literally would not miss it. So it's not about taxing the hardworking man because, I mean, you know, I don't know anything about you. I don't know how successful you were in life with like your business, but I'm assuming that you didn't crack, let's say, $10 million. Is that fair to say?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Of course not.
So, you know, if you didn't crack $10 million with your business, that's not because you're not a hard worker. That's just how life is, right? But it's about going after people who are making 10 million a year for doing something that is honestly way less demanding, way less difficult than what you do, like carpentry. But we're talking about CEOs that don't even have to go into a building half the time. They don't have to show up to work. And
there's 1,000 billionaires in the United States. And if you tax every one of them at 100%, took all their profits, you could fund the government for 9 months.
Okay.
They're not going to continue to build factories and hire people and give them jobs. Everybody cries about the tax breaks that millionaires and billionaires get, but who do you think gives the other people jobs that they pay taxes on that broadens the tax base that helps everybody, keeps all roads
so
doing the schools?
The thing is that they're not building factories now.
From every single taxpayer. Now, I'm not talking about just the ones who are rich. I'm talking about every single taxpayer in New York. And Mondami stood right there a couple weeks ago and said he's appropriated $38 million for trans-assisted whatever, healthcare, trans-assisted healthcare. How does that help everybody? You're not supposed to be just pointing out one little specific group and using tax money, especially, I mean, I ain't homophobic, but it's just disgusting. But that's what I'm talking about. These people that send $200 million to who gives a damn for a gender study. When people over here that have needs, and I ain't talking about the bums and the ones that sit on their tail and draw breath and pay and just get welfare.
But
I'm talking about
I noticed that you didn't bring up the fact that he cut public transportation fees or made buses free for lower and middle class. Excuse me, I'm in the middle. Excuse me, sir. I'm in the middle of a sentence. Give me some decorum, please. I noticed that you didn't mention that. You didn't mention that he's helping lower and middle class people by giving them free or reduced public transportation or free and reduced child care to make sure that they can go to their jobs and do the things that they need to do. I noticed that you didn't mention the fact that he gave them all jobs during the winter when there was the massive snowstorm and he got them all to shovel snow instead of hiring big corporate contractors to shovel. He hired people and gave them jobs. He did exactly what capitalists would want. exactly what you'd want. Why is it that you don't mention any of those things, but God forbid that he sets aside some money to help people who are clearly a marginalized community and clearly need some help too, but that's the only thing that you mention that he's done? You don't talk about any of the other good things that he's done with that money. The only thing you do is you attack people that are different than you, and you don't mention the fact that he gave public transportation to lower and middle-class people, that he's helping with child care for lower and middle-class people, that he's doing a rent freeze for 2 years for those people, and that he gave jobs to those people. Why are you not talking about all of those things, sir?
Because what you're saying is false. He raised the price of public transportation.
No, he did not, sir. He dropped it, and you're just lying.
Well, all those people in New York, excuse me.
Sir, you're just lying. Sir, you're just lying now. You live in, sir, yes, you are. You live in fucking North Carolina. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I lived in New York City, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
There was video after video, folks complaining how much he raised the price.
No, there's not. And where are you watching these videos? On Fox News? Facebook? YouTube?
No, they're not on Fox.
Where are they? Where are they?
They're on YouTube.
What?
Same place you're at, YouTube. They're on there.
Good. If they're on YouTube, stop watching videos on YouTube to get your fucking news. Read the fucking news.
Well, how much is public transportation now? Is it free?
No, it's not entirely free, but buses are. Sir, I just explained to you that some public transportation is now reduced or free. Buses, they can't make all public transportation entirely free.
It's not free. Taxpayers pay for it. It doesn't run on air. You got to have gas.
Okay.
And the taxpayers are paying for every dime of it. They're paying for every dime of that health care you call free. It ain't nothing free.
Do you think that the people that use it don't pay taxes, sir? Do you think that the people that are using those buses to go to their fucking jobs aren't paying taxes?
Yeah, but you pay.
So that means that they're paying for it already, you fucking idiot.
I'm not an idiot.
Well, then why don't you use your fucking brain and stop for a second before you say something stupid? Because the people that are riding those buses are the taxpayers who are paying for the fucking buses.
You're not the only taxpayers.
They are the taxpayers who are using the buses, aren't they?
I'm sure most of them got jobs if they're riding on a bus.
Okay, great. So you just answered your own question. Thank you. Good job.
No, but
you just admitted that it's them who's paying for the fucking buses. Good job.
They're not paying for it by themselves, nor their health care.
At what point did I say that they were paying for it by themselves, sir? At what point did I say that? Now you're just putting words in my mouth because you think that it would go better for you if you try to make us sound like we're saying things that we're not saying. At what point did Nemo or I say that they're the only people who are paying for those things?
Well, keep giving up for free and there won't be nobody to get free.
No one is giving things for free. They're getting taxpayer benefits because they pay taxes. Sir, do you drive on roads? Do you drive on roads, sir?
Everybody drives on the road.
Well, then why are you using them for free, you fucking freeloader? What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, wait. Oh, you're not using them for free. You pay taxes, right? You pay taxes. There you go. Good job. So you finally fucking figured it out that that's the exact same thing, except in New York City, most people don't own cars and they use public transportation. So instead, their tax dollars are going to public transportation. So just like you don't drive on roads for free, they're not riding on buses for free. Get your head out of your ass, dude.
Yeah, well, you call it free. How many billions of dollars is New York in debt?
I said it's not free, and Mom Donnie just balanced the fucking budget. You really should fucking learn a little bit about this.
He balanced the budget. You really do. You really have.
You really haven't been reading about Mom Donnie then, Like, yeah, he balanced the budget. They're required by law to balance the budget, and he did.
Yeah.
You didn't know that, did you?
Well, you might make some claims of that, but if you look into it, it's still
Okay.
billions of dollars in debt.
What would you
balanced about it.
accept as proof
That's like
that he
saying
balanced the
that
budget?
the government, our whole budget is balanced. But you know that's BS.
What would you accept as proof that he balanced the budget? I can give it to you right now.
Well, you're saying that you're taking in as much money as you're spending. That's called a balanced budget.
I know what a
And that
balanced
ain't
budget
happening.
is. I'm asking you, how can I prove to you that he has balanced the budget? Would you like me to get you a news article?
Where, from MSNBC or BSNBC?
No. I'll any outlet that you want.
Well, it is not true. The budget is not balanced there.
Okay, well, what news outlet do you trust?
Honestly, I don't trust any of them.
Where do you get your news from?
I listen to Brett Baer on Fox, and that's it. I don't care about no opinion shows. I listen to straight news from him. That's it.
Okay.
That's who I get my news from. And once in a while on Google, which I don't know whether they're left or right. I have no idea. I just read articles. Keep voting these communists into office, and y'all gonna find out.
He's not a communist.
Have
He's a
a good
democratic
evening.
socialist. I know you don't understand the difference. I try to explain it, but it would just go right over your head.
There's no difference. A communist is a communist.
It's not. He just hung up. I didn't hang up on.
All right, then.
Okay, bud. I mean, you know, can't fix stupid.
Fox News has reported on Zoran Mamdani balancing the budget, by the way.
Yes, they have. Must have missed that one. Real quick, I want to say thank you to Bear Peace over on the tube. It says, I bet you no one hears from that dude's wife because she's in the basement working on digging an escape tunnel with a large soup spoon. I don't know if that was about this caller, but entirely possible. And then thank you to Eric. Wow. I used to think life was free until this old bigoted imbecile call in. The more you know. Well, Eric, glad we can help you out with that. Guys, thank you for being here with Nemo and I on Monday night. We're glad to be back with you. We've got close to 800 people over here on the TikToks. We've got like 130 people over on YouTube. We're glad you guys are here. We've got some more folks watching on Twitch. If you're not following us on these platforms, please make sure that you're following us, not just here, but especially on the tube. Please make sure that you're following our friend Nemo over on the tube. We are getting really close to getting him up to 1,000 subscribers. That's an important spot to be. So please do that for us. I would appreciate it so much. If you would, if you do that, you can find the link in his link tree in his bio, or if you're over on the tube already, just drop it right down there in the description. We're gonna answer this, and we're gonna see if we got any other thank yous. Hi, thank you for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hello?
Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Fuck you, nigger.
Oh, wow, okay. Big man
So
behind.
that's a yes.
I guess that would be a yes. Hey, by the way, guys, have you gotten your copy of A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn? It's an amazing book. You can find it in my showcase right here on the TikTok shop. Go to my bio, and you can get in the TikTok shop. It's right in my showcase. A couple of you guys have actually bought this out of the showcase, which is great. That's why we love the TikTok shop, and we absolutely 100% dropped that guest immediately when you said that word, because we do not condone that in any manner, way, shape, or form. Also, if you guys want to, you can get it from the library or like borrow it from a friend or get it from a used bookstore, any of those things. So all that shit. All right, let's see here. Cheryl, hello. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, Matt. I am a great fond of you. I just want to say I'm so proud of the maggots. You are doing such a great job, uneducated, and he loves you. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cheryl.
And I love you.
We love you very much.
Thank you.
Friend. Thank you. You have a great night. W's for Cheryl. I want to be friends with Cheryl.
That's awesome.
Cheryl, I'm coming over tomorrow afternoon for coffee and Entenmann's, okay? I want you to know. That's the thing that's happening. I'm gonna bring the Entenmann's, the coffee crumb cake. It's got like the cinnamon swirl in the middle. Hell yeah, she said anytime. Yes, let's go. Love it. Oh God. I bet Cheryl makes a mean cup of coffee too. I could just see it. I love it. Let's go. I can't have all of you over for Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. It would be fun, but I can't. Dolphin, it's the same as it is here, but if you can't find it, all you need to do is go. If you go in Nemo's bio and then his link tree, there's a direct link to his tube. So anyone who's over here watching, click there, and then click on his bio and then the link tree, and you'll find a YouTube link right there. If you're already over on YouTube, just write down in the description. I have all of Nemo's links already right there, including his tube link. And oftentimes our mods over there pop it over into the chat, which I appreciate you guys. They do that a lot too, but it's also just always down there, right down there. So if you guys want to have a conversation, call in, chat with us.
Yeah, the channel name is Nemo Says TT. That's the @ on YouTube.
Nemo's very consistent. We appreciate that. It makes it a lot easier for a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good. That was good. Good times. We had that guy till he got afraid. So, that was funny. There we go. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, hello. I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, well, if we're going to have a conversation, you can't use a voice changer. So either turn your voice changer off and be a big boy, or hang up the phone.
Because I hate...
Yeah, I don't know what you're about to say, but it couldn't have been good.
Yeah. Definitely a slur.
Yep. 100%. Bro, they're out in full force tonight, huh?
Yeah. They are they're out there. There were two in Amanda's live that so many words that I would totally use if if I was like really insensitive, I would totally use a lot of words. Imagine two Nick Shirleys, and that's what they were.
Well, and of course we've got I just sent you something on Discord. We've got David, Democrats for Trump over there, like they said that my wife was a mail order bride, and I'm gonna make view. I'm upset, and the Democrats are the worst. And meanwhile, I'm getting texts like that.
Like, oh my God.
Like,
at least use the right your if you're gonna threaten. Like, come on.
Like, right? Like, I mean, also I got your phone number, so like,
right?
It's not
like,
that's not great either. Like, don't do that.
It's like, I don't know, like sending someone a threatening letter with a return address. Like,
Right.
dude, really?
Really? For real? Oh boy.
These people are not very bright at all.
It's like an understatement. Send it back with notes. Yeah.
Dear God. Septic salad, what are we talking about? AI decreases Roundup use by 90% on farms, and also AI weed killing bots are in work. Oh, God.
What now? Say what? Guys, if you're over here on TikTok and you'd like to have a conversation with Nemo and I, all you need to do is request up. It's real simple. So request up and have a conversation with us. Okay? That's simple. Or if you're over on the tube or on the Twitchy Twitch, you can call that number that's posted above my head in between Nemo and I, or it's pinned in the chat over on the tube chat. And for those of you who are asking, that's what was sent. There you go. So that's just like one thing. This is nothing, by the way. This is just, I just pointed out because I thought it was funny because David was over there whining and bitching about like, oh, they said something mean. They said that my wife was a mail order bride. And I was like, okay, cool, dude. I was like, this is like the third death threat I've gotten tonight, but okay.
Yeah.
But cool. Tell us about how the Democrat, the meanies on the left.
Right? Like the pearl clutching, it's so dumb. It's so just either be super sensitive little snowflakes or shut up. Like, a whole movement was built on the idea, oh, well, the left is banning comedy. Nobody can make jokes anymore. Okay, well, I mean, dude, number one, right-wing comedians kind of suck nowadays because they don't really have any material other than something gay person, something trans person. Like, it gets old real fucking fast, man. But like, if you want to sit here and talk about legalized comedy, well, then okay, don't be crying whenever you're the butt of the joke.
You're so woke, man. It's all woke. Everything's woke. It's like they went from. It's like they glommed on to, in the 90s. I remember when political correct, like the word when the term political correct became a thing. And people glommed onto that, and it became like that was a thing. Oh, everyone's politically correct. You're trying to be politically correct, blah, blah. And then they moved on from that to woke. It was like, okay, you guys, like, so you're just the people who can't figure out new material. Got it.
Pretty much.
I mean,
like, I think that Joe Rogan is emblematic of that. As far as just like right-wing comedians go, because Rogan like built this brand on, oh, hey, comedy is like an art.
Oh, hey, what's the word? Are you a Trump supporter?
No, but you were just talking about comedy, and I just saw John Mulaney on Saturday at Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, you have that call. Take that call.
All right,
That's
thanks,
probably
Jen.
someone to talk to.
We appreciate you. All right, 1 second. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. How old are you? What state did you vote in?
I live in Texas, and I guess I could say only 26.
Okay,
So I
that's
voted
fine.
for him 2 times. He lost the first time I voted.
That's fine. So why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026?
I mean, realistically, it's not so much like my extreme support for him or MAGA or the party or anything like that. It's just, in reality, I mean, what are better options than supporting him? I mean, it's not about like my full-blown support for every decision he makes. I mean, really, obviously, he's god awful. Like most Republicans probably don't support him in any sense anymore. Right?
So is he doing?
Okay.
Yeah. So is he doing
No.
anything right now that you do support? Anything?
I mean, realistically, no. He's just the president.
So then, are you a Trump supporter then?
For at least like fucking 2 or 3 more years. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. For at least 2 or 3 more years, I guess. Right?
I mean, why?
What else? I mean, like, he's not getting out of office, right? We've literally seen that he can blatantly break the law and kind of do whatever he wants. He's not getting out of office.
Okay.
So, I mean,
that
like,
doesn't
it's
mean
not
you have to
about,
support
that's what I'm saying.
him.
It's not about, yeah, I mean, and I guess I don't fully, but I wouldn't even go out of my way to be anti-Trump. There's really just not a point, I guess, is my main idea.
I mean,
yeah, we could talk about how he's awful and all the bad stuff he's doing. And he destroyed the national monument by making the water shitty. And I mean, like, he's got us in this war wrapped up with another country. I mean, yeah, I don't support war either. But if we're gonna have to be wrapped up in a war, don't we have to support? I mean, some side of it. We can't just support.
Nope.
I mean, how many times have peace talks broken down?
A lot, because Israel keeps fucking them up. But, I mean, to your point, how old did you say you were?
I'm 26. I'm about to turn 27.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, you're probably a little too young then. I mean, you probably have some like fuzzy memories of the tail end of the Bush administration, like the early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I mean, I
mean,
even, super fuzzy memories of 9/11. Super fuzzy. I'm old enough.
okay. I mean, yeah. So, as far as like the Bush administration, just saying that, well, you gotta support George Bush and Dick Cheney because we're we're invading Iraq. Like you gotta support. No, you don't. You don't. Like it. No, you do not have to support them just because they are the president and vice president. No,
I mean, I just think like
it was a war of choice.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm probably not anywhere near as informed on certain situations as you two are. But like from the way things generally look, it seems like a lot of things aren't even really just a single person's decision anyways, obviously, how like we're wrapped as a country, we are wrapped up in a situation that, yeah, like we could say Israel keeps messing it up. And yeah, there's a ton of tensions with certain groups of certain individuals. But that's just a constant in this country, like pinning certain little issues on certain, like nitpicking groups. I mean,
So, I mean, I understand the the feeling of, I don't know, helplessness, or I guess like the defeatist approach of, well, he's going to be there for 2 years and there's nothing we can really do about it. I mean, like I understand the impulse to like go down that path.
But it is also realistically, with Donald Trump in specific, with what has been going on in politics these last couple of cycles. I mean, I don't mean to be awful when I say that he literally went up against women both times he won. But the options that even just Americans themselves are presented with most of the time are just, I mean, I don't know if you've seen that South Park episode, the turd sandwich and the, and douche.
I mean, so, oh, fuck, my audio is weird. As far as, I mean, like, so, as far as South Park is concerned, and I'm a South Park fan, was it Trey Stone and, is it Matt Parker, or is that, did I fuck that?
Trey Parker.
Yeah, okay.
Stone.
Trey Parker, fuck. Yeah. Dyslexia, okay. So, they had called themselves libertarians for a long time, and I mean, it was fine because they were able to be politically disengaged, but that has changed basically since Trump took power. As far as the people that Donald Trump has gone up against in the 3 times that he's run, Hillary Clinton, I mean, people will go on and on about how Hillary Clinton is like corrupt and all that stuff. And I mean, yeah, but she's also like, she was really fucking qualified for the job, like I was not a super fan of Hillary Clinton at all. I still voted for her.
Yeah. I mean,
I wasn't a super fan of Biden. Like Biden was not he wasn't in my top 3. No, he wasn't in my top 5. Like because in 2016, it was pretty much locked down. Like Hillary was going to get it. Yeah, I know that people will point out, oh, well, they fucked over Bernie. I mean, Hillary was going to get it. So in 2020, I was in the tank for Bernie. I was, donating to his campaign, whole 9 yards. And it sucked when he lost. It sucked. And I was really sad for like a week. It really fucking sucked. But I mean, I still voted for Biden because Donald Trump really is that bad. Like, I was not like some kind of crazy fan of Biden. And I mean, as far as Harris goes, like, the truth is that the women that Donald Trump went up against were exceedingly qualified, and they lost for various reasons. And one thing that I heard a lot in the run up to the election was like, oh, well, world leaders aren't going to respect a woman. Like, the misogynist world leaders, they were pointing to like Russia, China, Saudi Arabia. And I mean, I feel like that's a cop out because yes, they would, because they have, because women have been world leaders for a while now. Like, it's just kind of a silly talking point. But you know, I think that this idea that, oh well, you know, the choices weren't great. Okay, I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's politics, right? Like the presidential race is kind of unique in the way that it's set up, where it is a zero sum situation. It is, you know, you got to pick one or the other. I mean, that sucks. I would much rather have a different system. The only way that we can get a different system is to elect people who want a different system. Which, to be clear, Republicans do not want a different system as far as the president is concerned. Because right now it's the Electoral College, right? That's how it's been done forever, and that's how it works, right? You will not find any Republicans that are for abolishing the Electoral College. You won't find one. You will find Democrats who are all for it. You won't find Republicans who are for ranked choice voting. You will find many Democrats who are for ranked choice voting, because that gets us away from the, oh, we have to pick, you know, the lesser of two evils type situation. Ranked choice voting is a way of doing that. It is one of those things where it's not an overnight thing, and that sucks. But the only way that you can get that change is by putting these people into power. And it's not just one person that you put into power. I think that a lot of people think the president has like this phenomenal power and they're able to just rule by decree. And that's not the case. At least it's not supposed to be. But unfortunately, it seems like the Republican Party is fine with co-signing whatever Donald Trump wants to do. And so it is kind of like that. The Democrats, not so much. I mean, even if you want to point to Obama, even Obama got like a ton of pushback from Democrats whenever he was president. So, you know, as far as the best path forward, you've got to elect. You've got to elect. In my opinion, you have to elect progressives, because conservatives, just by their very nature, want to maintain the status quo. They don't want to change, right? Like the definition of conservative is being averse to change, right? And the definition of, like, I guess, liberal or progressive is, you know, being open to new ideas, being open to change, right? And I think that the system that we currently have, the status quo that we have, it's great. It's great if you're rich. It's fucking awesome if you're rich. For everybody else, it's varying degrees of fucking awful. And the only way that we change that is by changing the people that lead. And I think that a lot of people bought into this idea in 2016 that Donald Trump was going to shake up the system and he was going to, you know, he's going to change the way we do politics. And I mean, ultimately, all that he did was normalize acting like a dickhead on national television. And
like he normalized like a type of populism that I think, wouldn't you say that the people coming after him would kind of, I mean, you know, not abuse that, but obviously the way elections are run now has changed entirely. And I mean, even, I'm pretty sure it's just this choosing between the lesser of two evils that got us to this position in the first place. Like, they're all in each other's pockets. It was Republicans and Democrats both took a ton of money from Israel. I know Donald Trump took a lot, but so did Joe Biden, and so did Kamala, and so did Hillary. I mean, all of them.
That's
take money.
actually
They're all
what
in
you're
each
doing
other's
is
pockets.
that's actually just not true. Because what you're doing now is you're trying to, like, whataboutism. Donald Trump took $300 million from various PACs
I mean,
and
yeah,
people.
that's an absurd amount.
So, right. And like Kamala Harris, who I don't like the fact that she took like money related to Israel or AIPAC money or their various PACs, but it's like in a presidential campaign, she took less than $9 million. So while I disagree with that less than $9 million that she took, it is a drop in the bucket compared to Donald Trump. So no, this is not a both sides thing. This is a Republicans thing. This is a Donald Trump thing. The fact that you can't quite see your way to go, wait a second, in that election, there was a woman who graduated magna cum laude with an economics degree and a law degree, served as a senator and as the vice president and as the attorney general of the largest state in our country with the fourth largest GDP in the world, also was a prosecutor and put away a ton of criminals, also worked to prosecute the cartels, was incredibly well-spoken, was intelligent, and actually had a series of plans in place that she wanted to implement that would have helped lower and middle class people in America. Like, even if you didn't agree with all of those things, even if I didn't agree with every single one of her policies, or I didn't agree with the Democrats, take money from AIPAC or this and that, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, the fact that we can't look at those two people and go, there was one clearly more qualified and much better candidate here, and it's not even close. Like, we can't do that. Come on.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even just me. It was, over half the country that apparently couldn't do that.
Yeah, I know, and that's really I know, and that's really fucked up. And I think it says a lot about the fact that we've got a bunch of people who are so racist and misogynist. I mean, there's a lot of misogyny there. There's a lot of internalized misogyny, right? There's a lot of people that would simply just not vote for a woman, right? Then there's a lot of people that would just never vote for a person of color, no matter what color they are. There's definitely that. So you've got those two things working against her, right? But then you've just got a bunch of people who are just really stupid. A bunch of people who are really, really stupid and misinformed, and they don't understand what's going on, and they just think that what Donald Trump says is true when it's just easily demonstrably false. Like, if you just spent any amount of time looking into anything that he said, it would just be super, super easy to find out it's false.
I mean, yeah, but I understand that. I've seen a lot of the ridiculous things he said. But, the propaganda, like, I don't mean to just blatantly call it propaganda, but it does just work both ways. Have you seen a lot of the things?
It doesn't work both ways. What you're trying to do right now, this is what I'm trying to point out to you. This is what I'm trying to point out to you. You are trying to whataboutism Donald Trump, and you're trying to excuse the fact that you voted for Donald Trump when really what you should you should do. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. Cool. Then what's your example for the Democrats that's comparative to what the Trump administration has done in terms of propaganda?
My comparison was the propaganda, and how the propaganda, specifically like the online shit, goes both ways. Like, you can look up a ton of clips of Donald Trump saying dumb stuff. Obviously,
the clips of Donald Trump saying dumb things are true because he actually said those dumb things. That's not propaganda.
Yeah, and there's tons of videos of Kamala saying dumb stuff.
No, there's not. Number one, her name is number one, her name is Kamala. And number two, there are not a bunch of clips of Kamala Harris saying dumb things. There's a bunch of edits of her being slowed down so that she sounds drunk, but when you go back and you look at the real videos, she's not actually drunk, and the videos, when played at real speed, are not sounding that way. So there's that, and then there's a bunch of videos that were edited to make her look that way. I would love for you, why don't you pull up a video right now? Tell us to pull up a video right now where Kamala Harris sounds stupid or says something stupid.
Look up that retard talking about a coconut tree.
Well, you can't say that, so I'm going to have to drop you. And, by the way, we do love the TikTok shop. We absolutely do love the TikTok shop. The TikTok shop is absolutely wonderful. W's to Howard Zinn and People's History of the United States. And, by the way, TikTok, we dropped that guest immediately. And, quite frankly, guys, it just became super apparent that that's exactly where he was going with that.
Yeah.
That's real fucking sad. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, get in the box or call us up. We're just fucking 0 for however many tonight.
Yeah.
We are done playing whataboutism. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. This is bullshit. Just fucking stand it. If you want to do this shit, just be like, look, I regret my vote for Donald Trump and I don't like that's fine. But don't try to rationalize it by saying, well, the Democrats do think, oh, well, Kamala Harris said this. No, she didn't. I'll criticize Kamala Harris. I will criticize things that she said, and I will criticize things that she did that I didn't like. But I will not even come close to saying that there was anything that she did, anything at all, that was close to that shit. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Well, I absolutely voted for Donald John Trump, the greatest president we've had in the past 100 years.
Well, thank you so much for calling up. I'm Matt. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to today? Because I'm Matt. I'm the best host on TikTok, and I have the best co-host, Nemo, on TikTok. Who would this be?
Well, Matt, this is Dirk Funk here.
Oh, my goodness, it's Dirk
here.
Funk. I'm so glad. This is fantastic that I've got Dirk Funk with me today. It's Dirk.
Well, like I said, this is Dirk.
I'm so glad we have Dirk Funk with us today. This is fantastic. Dirk, how old are you and what state did you vote in?
Well, I'm 40 years old.
Well,
I'm from New York.
Wonderful, Dirk.
Voted
That's
for
amazing. And Donald John Trump. That's amazing. The greatest president of all time, except for the fact that he's a bloated orange piece of turgle. Amazing. Anyways, why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026, you piece of shit?
Well, I support Donald John Trump because
no one fucking cares. It's a waste of a conversation, and it would go absolutely fucking nowhere. I've talked to you so many fucking times. Fuck off. That's why you called in, because you knew I wouldn't bring you up. Septic, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did indeed.
Okay, how old are you and what state did you vote in?
Yeah, I'm 40 and I'm in the DC area.
Okay. Why do you still support Donald Trump as of July 2026?
Because he's doing good stuff with the build out of the AI infrastructure.
How?
Well, he's accelerating the build out far beyond anything that Kamala proposed. There's a few ways via getting rid of red tape, a lot of regulations that have bogged down projects for 2 to 5 years. He also kept the corporate tax rate at 21%, which allowed corporations to have the liquid assets to take on the risk of investing in these data centers and everything in the first place. So, yeah, a lot of ways. And he in the big beautiful bill, there's provisions for like 100% tax write-offs for qualifying AI infrastructure projects. So, yeah, he did a lot of good stuff.
What kind of red tape did he get rid of?
He fast-tracked, I think it was like getting these things plugged into the electric grids. There's a lot of, like he brought it down. It was like I don't know how long the process was. I think at least a year or something like that. Brought it down to a couple weeks. Also, I think there's like air quality site surveys that he also is fast tracking these projects through, stuff like that.
I mean, don't you think that, like the air quality thing, that might be important? Also, like the grid, part of the reason why those reviews take place is because data centers demand a shit ton of electricity, and our grid is old. Like
Yeah, these data centers are also upgrading the grid. Yeah.
they're upgrading the grid.
Yeah, they have to in order to set them up in the first place. So they're doing a lot of upgrades to the grid. Yeah.
How are they upgrading the grid?
A lot of new technologies, a lot of AI, actually AI involved in kind of the monitoring of, various voltages and how they're routed through the system. And so they're making it more efficient, introducing new technologies for that.
But the
a lot of ways.
Yeah, but the problem that is, you're not wrong that they are investing money in grid upgrades, but how long does it normally take to do a grid upgrade? Like, what's the normal time frame?
Depends on the extent of the project, I guess. Right?
Normally, it's a minimum of 3 to 5 years, and usually more. And then, what's the typical build time of an AI data center? It's 12 to 18 months. So basically, what you're saying is that cool, they're doing this, except for the fact that the AI data centers and their growth is outstripping whatever benefit they might be bringing to our electrical grid. So what Nemo said is still 100% true. There's still going to be a huge pull on our outdated electrical grid, because whatever they're doing to invest in our electrical grid upgrades, we won't see those for 3 to 5 years. And they're all being built and put online now. So
and they're consuming a lot of other resources. Yeah, they're consuming a lot of other resources like water and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really so it's really terrible.
Well, no, that would be if you're doing a cost benefit analysis. Those would be in the cost, right? But then you would have to weigh that against the benefits. So
the benefits of like tax benefits like for local communities and stuff like that.
Well, national defense.
No, I'm asking. No, hold on, time out. I'm talking about local communities, because what you just talked about are the things that hurt local communities. See, the things you just talked about aren't the things that hurt the national government. Like, that's not a problem for them. They hurt the local communities, though, like hurting the water supply in a place like Nevada, or destroying the electrical grid and like causing brownouts in a local community and different things. Those things happen there. So let's talk about how they affect the local communities, because fuck the national government, right? So let's actually address what's going on. So, for example, are they giving tax benefits to the local areas?
Well, wait. Are you? Is your position?
Are they giving tax benefits to the local areas? Yes or no? It's simple. What are you asking my position? I'm asking you a question about data centers.
I need to clarify.
You don't need to know my position to answer a question. Are AI data centers giving big tax? Are they paying a bunch in taxes to support these local communities that they're drawing all of these cons from that you just admitted were major cons?
I don't think that they're directly paying taxes.
Oh, yeah, because what they're doing is they're going into these communities and they're just getting huge fucking tax breaks from the local politicians who are basically getting bribed. Like with what happened in Utah with Kevin O'Leary's data center, right? Where he bribed all of the local politicians, even though all of the people who voted for those politicians were literally up in fucking arms, storming the fucking meetings where they were talking about the data center, and then the politicians shut their constituents out of the meeting, voted on it without them, and they were like, yeah, fuck off, so sorry. And now they're getting a data center that's going to raise the temperature by upwards of 20 degrees in their local area, going to be a massive drain on their water, a massive drain on their electrical, and oh, by the way, they're getting a massive tax break, so they're not even going to see a huge amount of tax inflow coming back to the local community. So again, I say to you, what benefits are the local communities getting?
They're getting the benefits of national security.
That's not a benefit that's needed with AI.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay, prove it.
You're the one who made the claim. You
I
said
understand,
that it's needed.
but you made a counterclaim. You said that.
No. The way that this works is you made a claim that it's needed for national security. Prove it.
Yes, but why?
Prove it.
Why are you saying no?
Prove it.
Okay.
Cool.
I can.
Great. Go.
Okay, so the U.S. government ingests, petabytes of data every single day of foreign intelligence information. That foreign intelligence information has to be processed, right? Humans can't do that, right? AI steps in; it's able to process this massive amount of information and provide the most relevant intelligence resources to the analysts who can review it. So that would be one way. I mean, it's way more, right? But you were the one who claimed like no national security benefits. Why would you claim that if that's just you don't even know? Like what?
No, that's not what I said. But what I'm talking about is they get exabytes of data every single day. In fact, they probably get I don't know. They probably like touch about like 1.6% of global internet traffic every day because that's what they're doing. But what I was asking about all of those local communities. I said we're not even going to talk about national security because I was talking about what those local communities get, because all of the cons that you listed off were cons for those people. They're not cons for the national security apparatus. So it's real easy to go, oh, these are all problems for a bunch of people in their local communities, but it's a benefit for the national security apparatus, so fuck all of those people who are going to have to deal with the tainted water supply or brownouts or all of those different things. So there has to be a cost-benefit analysis. And if you're asking me, is the cost-benefit analysis of going from an immediate jump of having to have these data centers when we absolutely have not had to have them ever in the last 30 years or so, or let's just say in the last 25 years. Let's just use that number. I don't know why I'm just going to throw out 25 years. In the last 25 years, we certainly haven't absolutely positively needed that many AI data centers. So I'm not saying that we couldn't benefit from having AI data centers to help with national security, but the idea that we need them now and that we need them this quickly and that we have to expedite them and that we have to do all of these different things to move through and fuck over all of these people in communities across America is absolutely fucking absurd.
So why would you contend that if we haven't needed something in the past, then we don't need it in the future? Why is that?
I would like for you. Oh, sorry, Nemo, please.
Oh, I mean, the notion that we need this massive build out of data centers for national security, I mean, it just doesn't really make sense. I mean, also, you're gonna kind of at some point in this conversation do a bait and switch where these data centers are going to be apparently for national security, but also they're going to be doing other things. I mean, if the government is using data centers for national security, if they need data centers for national security, number one, those data centers have to adhere to some really insanely strict standards that the government has, just because, unless Trump has gotten rid of those standards, I guess. The idea that these data centers are being built out currently to adhere to those standards and are going to serve the U.S. government specifically, that's kind of just an exaggeration. Like, will the government use some of these data centers? Probably, maybe, but also I have a suspicion that they're probably gonna maintain control of the data center. Like, I'm pretty sure it would be a massive security hole to outsource that to a data center that they don't have physical control of.
Well, I mean, the Department of Defense already partners with private entities to host all kinds of our encrypted defense networks in the cloud. So we've been doing this for a long time. There are strategic advantages to this, especially because these companies are the premier developers in this tech field. So having the sharpest minds with the most resources handle these solutions is way better and more efficient than trying to get government to do it by themselves, like just via mandate of government. Which, I mean, to be fair, China is doing that, right? So this is ultimately an arms race against China, and both the United States and China are treating this as an arms race and a strategic necessity to beat the other one. For more than just, processing the ingest of data. I mean, the implications of this are vast. But I mean, just the fact that like you couldn't even see just like a simple national defense strategy, and that all of our communities live within the nation, right, and would benefit from national defense. Like that's an obvious, link there, right?
I mean, as far as national defense is concerned, I don't know. I mean, the idea that we are under threat in a way that necessitates this insane build out of data centers, to the point that we will throw caution to the wind in the process. I don't really see that. If we were in like an actual war with a superpower, or like a beefy country like China or Russia, then okay, I could maybe see that. Like I know that China routinely fucks with our infrastructure, or well, fucks with our networks. I'll put it that way. There's plenty of hacking stuff that happens via China. Fully aware of that. Same thing with Russia. China's getting better at it. Russia's kind of falling behind. But this idea that we need to dump so much money and cut so much red tape so we can build out more data centers, I just don't really see the need for it. I agree with you that as far as like, I guess, an arms race between between us and China. Like Russia's, they're continuing to decay. So it's really just us and China. Is there an arms race? Sure. Yeah. As far as AI is concerned, I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the traffic, like you said, that they're like China's in our networks, and you said that there's internet traffic passing through the United States. A lot of that traffic is encrypted, and we don't have methods of decrypting, right? And neither does China. But what they're doing is they're storing a lot of this. They're storing a lot of information that they capture via our defense networks, things like that, that is encrypted, and they're storing it for a time when they can decrypt it. And what they would need to decrypt it, I mean, one of the biggest ways that hard decryption here would be quantum computing. And AI specifically is unlocking massive bottlenecks in the development of quantum computers. And also, the data center locations themselves are going to act as physical chassis, because quantum computers obviously need a crap ton of energy and a crap ton of cooling. So they are building these data centers with quantum computing in mind to be able to house these massive quantum computers and keep them cool. So they're simultaneously building out our raw pool of computational abilities through AI data centers, at the same time building out the cloud infrastructure for quantum computing, which, I mean, the national defense implications of that alone are tremendous. The ability to break encryption through that kind of method. And I mean, we're already like that would just be one method. The AI itself is breaking encryption via finding keys, via mapping human behaviors and tracking that, and like tracking keystrokes and things like that, things that we can see and map and find through those methods, like through human manipulation. So it's massive implications for security.
I agree that quantum computing, like, that's ultimately the end all for it, as far as encryption goes. But again, this idea that we have to forsake everything else in the name of building out data centers for AI, I think that there are things that are not being considered with this. Also, I think that this is motivated purely by monetary interest. So Trump and the people in his orbit obviously have significant monetary interest in AI adjacent projects. I mean, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, namely, right? With Peter Thiel, you got Palantir. Elon Musk, I mean, I guess XAI technically, but there's other shit. So I'm definitely concerned about that because those people have some really fucked up views of society. And so the motivation worries me. And also, like we've been pointing out, this cutting of red tape, is all red tape necessary? No. But regulations are oftentimes written in blood. And we have seen plenty of examples of, like Memphis is one that comes to mind, where Elon Musk stood up a data center in Memphis, and that is just poisoning local communities. Now, as far as like you could try to, I guess, make a pitch of, oh yeah, but national security. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the people in that community, they're literally under attack every day because of the bullshit that has been pumped into their community by the data center. And that is entirely because of cutting of regulations, allowing air quality standards to just be ignored, water standards to be ignored. The point is that if we want to build out data centers for AI in the name of national security, I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I'm opposed to doing it in this fuck it, we ball, nobody cares about regulation kind of way. And I also think that a lot of this is still, it's a bubble. It is a bubble. Like, I understand that AI is going to be a thing. I'm not one of those that thinks that, oh, it's going to go away. No, it's like the internet, but there was a .com bubble. There is absolutely an AI bubble right now. And I think that a lot of the data center build out, we're going to see that curtail. We're going to see that strip back over the next, I don't know, probably 5-ish years, whenever the bubble decides to pop. Just down to profitability. Now, if you're looking at this purely from a government standpoint, well, the government doesn't have to be profitable, so of course their project will continue. But a lot of these data centers, the idea is that they got to turn a profit. OpenAI is not turning a profit. Anthropic, pretty sure they're not turning a profit. What are the other ones? I'm just thinking of LLM ones right now. I think those are the two big ones. It's Anthropic and OpenAI.
Well, the national defense imperative is just my justification for why I want this to be accelerated. It's not, whether or not we have to have this isn't up for debate. I mean, we have to have it, but specifically for why I chose Trump over Kamala is that he was going to do things specifically to accelerate it that Kamala would not have done. And then to go on to the point of beyond national defense, I mean, there's a ton beyond national defense, right? Like a lot of these environmental issues that you're talking about. I mean, any environmental issue ultimately comes down to being an engineering problem, right? So, like, what is our biggest obstacle in solving a lot of our environmental issues? Like, what is the one thing that would allow us to essentially reverse most of the damage that we've done to the planet?
Well, hang on one sec, because our friend Corey. Hey, Corey, how's it going? I saw you. I didn't realize you were in the request. Did you had something you wanted to add on this?
He just wanted to come up and call me a silly goose over and over again.
No. Well, I mean, that's kind of implied. But the problem here is that you're saying that this is helping with national defense, but there's no evidence to actually support the idea that AI is going to be effective at aiding in national defense at any large scale. We've already seen it fail in the public sector. So saying we need to ramp it up when it's already shown to not be effective at replacing people, when it's not being effective at actually parsing data effectively or well, is just a ridiculous claim. And it doesn't justify.
I don't know why you say that.
Because there's
Why,
nothing.
why, why do you say that within the intelligence community we haven't seen a massive benefit that is replacing humans? Why do you say that?
Wait, first of all, we're not laying off thousands of intelligence officers or anything like that. But beyond that, because we're not seeing any effects that when we were using it for national intelligence, it's effectively identifying threats and then coordinating actions or advising people to take action on those threats. I mean, there's a reason why there were numerous claims that Israel, while using AI guidance, was missing targets while they were firing at Iran and other targets as well. Like, the problem here is that AI is a fad. It's constantly being overhyped, and Nemo hit the nail on the head because it's here to turn a profit. It's good for shareholders, not for intelligence, not for productivity, and not for the people.
You keep on saying not for intelligence, but I already made the case that, as we ingest petabytes of foreign intelligence information every single day, we've never had the human capital able to process even a fraction of that amount of data, and that AI is already doing that for us. So why would you say it's not beneficial for the intelligence community? Like, you're just making that up. You have no idea.
First, you're claiming this need for AI to parse this data, but the fact that there has not been a major terrorist attack on the United States for decades demonstrates that, first of all, we're pretty effective at identifying threats and addressing them. Our intelligence apparatus, while I have plenty of ethical issues with it, is clearly effective enough at identifying threats. A. B. AI can parse data. There is nothing to indicate that AI is effectively identifying threats from the data that it's taking in. And if you're saying otherwise, you need to provide a source. And 3, you're saying that China is heavily investing in it. While China may be investing in it, either China has found a way to negate the environmental issues that they're doing with it, or B, like, they're destroying themselves with this too. So for us to act like, we need to heavily invest and ramp up our AI scaling when it's already destroying our power grids, affecting our local communities in a way far more damaging than any attacks on American soil over the past 20 years have been, is just plain ridiculous.
Effective enough to prevent attacks is, that's not an accurate metric, because at any point, at any point we could be attacked by a blind spot, just like Israel was on October 7th. A blind spot that would have been closed had they had access to this capability, right?
Prove it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that you're making a claim that this isn't going to be happening. It's like, but it's not a claim that's actually founded in the principles of the intelligence community. So you're just saying things.
How do you know this? You're just saying this. But we've seen it in the private sector already, that AI is not replacing people, and when they try to do it, they have to bring people back in to fix the mistakes of AI. It's not improving productivity in any meaningful sense. And if we're seeing that in the public sector, that is evidence that it's also not aiding in the private. If we're seeing that in the private sector, there's nothing to indicate that it's aiding it in the public sector effectively, especially in the intelligence apparatus.
We are seeing it replace people in the private sector. In 2024 alone, Google's AlphaFold 2 model essentially won the Nobel Prize in chemistry for doing what humans have been trying to do for the past 60 years. Like, over the past 60 years, they've been mapping proteins. Hold on. Over the past 60 years, they've been mapping all known proteins on the planet, and they got through about 150,000, which is very impressive. But then the AI model came in and did the remaining 200 million. So it's like, if you're saying, wow, no successes in the private sector, like, no, that's a clear example, a use case example of how
it's not replacing people effectively in the private sector, which is why we're seeing that when they try to replace workforces with AI, they have to hire people back because AI is making such large mistakes. And that my point is that while AI can do things faster, right, it doesn't mean it's doing it right.
Well, it didn't win the Nobel Prize for doing it wrong. These things were independently verified by the scientists. What it did was, massively explode our ability to map out the protein sequences of all known proteins on the planet, which has massive implications in terms of treating diseases.
Septic, you're repeating what you're saying before. We can point to what's happened with companies like consulting. I forget what it's called. It's a fucking consulting firm that's evil. Deloitte, where they attempted to do this, and they had to hire people back. And they had to hire people to fix the mistakes of AI. And again, that's what AI in the intelligence sector would be doing. It's taking in data and coming up with responses. And we're seeing it's not particularly good at that. Now, I'm sure that I'm sure that if we want to use AI to get other people to unalive themselves in foreign countries, I suppose it's shown to be effective at that, thanks OpenAI. But the reality is, once again, you're making this claim that we need it for national defense. But there is
but you're saying that it's bad at this, but that's not the case.
Septic. There is nothing to indicate that it would benefit our national defense other than hype and conjecture. And again, the fact that terrorist attacks have not been taking place on American soil with our current intelligence apparatus demonstrates our ability to identify threats very effectively. Does this mean that AI can't play some part in some places? Sure. But you have to show me the actual data that shows that AI is effectively taking in these petabytes of information from the internet every single day and adequately identifying threats. And if you can't do it, it doesn't justify the massive buildup we are doing, given the negative effects that is having on the American population and the United States in general today.
Okay, even if I granted that, which I don't, which I mean, obviously within the intelligence community, we have language analysts that have to translate, all kinds of shit, right? But AI does that. I mean, you could even just point to that alone.
No, these are anecdotes. These are anecdotes. I'm asking.
No. That's not an anecdote. That's a massive amount of data that's able to be instantly translated.
You don't need,
right away,
you don't
right?
need AI. You don't need We've had translation tools forever, dude. You don't need AI for that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I've had Google Translate on my phone.
It does it better and faster.
On my phone since 2020. So I don't know what you're talking about.
It's literally the translation is like the simplest thing, dude. Like again,
but that's why I was asking. Like I asked before Corey came in and derailed everything. I was asking, what is the bottleneck? Like what is the barrier to reversing environmental damage that we caused?
No. Hold on, time out. Now what you're doing is you're now shifting the conversation.
No, I was shifting it back to where we were before we got derailed because Corey just came in and made a bunch of claims that aren't backed up by anything.
Don't get relax. That's not true. What you're doing is he's pointing out the fact that we really don't need. I said the same thing. I said we haven't had a major terrorist attack in 25 years, which is true. I said the exact same thing, and you were like, whoa, just because we haven't had just doesn't mean it can't. Oh, like, okay, well, I mean, I don't have any problem with like trying to implement this stuff down the road or working on better ways of parsing out data, but the fact remains that up until the Trump administration started dismantling our intelligence apparatus and started doing shit like breaking down our cybersecurity programs that we had, doing shit like that, I felt pretty confident in our intelligence community and our security. If we're so worried about these things, why is the Trump administration and the DOD cutting back on those programs, Septic?
Yeah, but before he even derailed to that point, I already had.
I didn't ask you to go back into anything else. I'm asking you a question. If this is such a big deal, why are we cutting back on our cybersecurity programs as it relates to Russia and China with the DOD? Why would we be doing that if this is such a big deal and it's something that we absolutely need to be doing right now? Let's do it right now. We have to get it done right now. But we're cutting back on that shit?
We aren't cutting back on it. What are you talking about?
We are. Oh, yeah, we are. You didn't know that?
No. Cyber Command is currently being built right now. Like they're building it massively. And AI,
but stop. You didn't know that?
AI is being used for cyber defense.
Stop it and listen to what I'm fucking saying. I know that you've got a script. Okay, I understand that you really, really want to get your points out, okay? It's very apparent. But now we're talking about what I want to talk about, okay? You didn't know that they've cut back on cybersecurity at the DOD? Just say you didn't know that.
They haven't. AI is cybersecurity.
Okay, well, here you go. DOD has recently rolled back several major cybersecurity initiatives and training requirements. citing efforts to speed up weapons productions and reduce compliance costs for defense suppliers. It has nothing to do with AI. It has nothing to do with moving into different programs. They just want to cut costs and they want to speed up weapons productions. So, now that we've established that it has nothing to do with AI, if this was actually a thing that they were doing and it was a problem, like this was a concern and we needed this, why would they do that? Explain. Because what you're saying doesn't make any sense now. I know, right? It's really, really tough. I know. It's really, really difficult when you're making the argument that we absolutely fucking need the AI data centers because we've got to do better with this for our intelligence. And the DoD is actively spitting in your face and rolling back cybersecurity.
Driven by a June 2026 executive order mandating advanced AI innovation and security, the Pentagon is transitioning cyber defense away from humans.
You're ignoring what I'm saying.
It's transitioning away from human to...
Listen to what I'm saying and don't interrupt me again. Even if what you were saying was true, why wouldn't they keep the current cybersecurity program in place and then transition out of it when the AI shit was ready? Explain that.
Which cyber programs are they removing, and are they not being replaced by AI? Is that your claim?
What evidence do you have that they are being replaced by AI?
That's what the whole executive order is for.
Cybersecurity training. How is that being replaced by AI?
Because they're shifting, the Pentagon is transitioning cyber defense away from humans toward automated machine speed operations.
So between now and the time that shit comes online, we're just like, oh, fuck it. We don't really care.
It's already online. We have the data centers.
No, it's not.
We have data centers.
No, it's not.
Already here.
No, it's not. No, it's not. AI is not cybersecurity.
We're already using it.
No, it's not.
We're already using it.
No, we're not. And what we did was we cut back on the programs that are helping to protect us.
Just out of curiosity,
we're already using AI for cybersecurity. What are you talking about?
What's the proof that AI is effective at cybersecurity to the point where we're apparently removing our own defense budget for cybersecurity and putting it into AI, according to you? Because again, it's not doing a great job at like court cases, not doing a great job at productivity, not doing a great job in any of the areas you would expect it to be doing a good job in if we're going to be replacing our human cybersecurity experts.
What do you mean, what's the evidence that it's working? If it wasn't working, they wouldn't be implementing it.
That's not true. Right? Like, I'm sorry.
What do you mean it's not true? Why are you saying it's not working? Like, why is your claim that it's not working?
Because we've already seen it not being effective in the private sector. Therefore, like I'm pointing out once again, what's your evidence that it's actually more effective than human cybersecurity officers currently in place? There should be some proof, something provided that shows it's doing a better job before we simply implement it while cutting our budget. So you must have that.
AI sucks at cutting hair, therefore it can't.
1 year after DOJ cut cybersecurity agency struggles over staffing, lawmakers and experts question whether the federal government's cyber defense agency can recover from losing roughly 1/3 of its workforce. This is as of 1 month ago. Cyber threats facing the United States are growing more sophisticated, yet the agency tasked with defending against those threats is still rebuilding after losing roughly 1/3 of its workforce. More than a year after DOJ sweeping workforce reductions at Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, lawmakers, cybersecurity experts, and former officials are questioning whether the nation's primary cyber defense agency can fully carry out its mission amid rising threats from foreign hackers and growing concerns about election security. Any other questions?
Yeah, that article is questioning whether they can, and my posit would be that they can. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so
great.
you know better. Okay, got it. So you know better than everyone else listed in this article, which includes both Republican and Democrat lawmakers. This is literally a bipartisan thing. How often, Septic, do we actually have Republican lawmakers and Democratic lawmakers coming together to go, this is a problem, we shouldn't be doing this? But you know better than all of them, don't you? By the way, what are your credentials in this space?
I'm a sysadmin, and I was an analyst for over a decade. So yeah, I mean.
So yeah, you have no credentials. Got it.
Oh, weird. I have credentials.
So you have.
I have a degree in cybersecurity and computer networking.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
This is.
Oh, you're a sysadmin? Oh, wow, cool.
I also, Septic, I also kind of did this in the fucking U.S. military, part of...
So did I, as an analyst.
Yeah, I'm talking about actual cybersecurity. So, like, can you actually tell... So, once again,
talking about, man?
Cool.
If you're an analyst, that sounds delightful. What data do you have that shows that AI would be more effective at cybersecurity than humans at this time? What have you analyzed that tells you that?
Well, purely it's raw power in filtering through secure logs. I mean, its ability to filter through logs itself would be a exponential leap in capability over a human. Like most of these things are going to be coming across the desk in terms of log reports, right? And AI is better at doing that.
Only if it's effectively doing that and providing good information. We've already seen from so many examples, including, once again, court cases where AI has fucking made up entire court decisions, right? We have seen how that works. You are saying, oh, it's really good at parsing data, or it can be used to effectively parse data faster. That doesn't matter if it's providing bad information as an output. It doesn't matter how much you input. It just doesn't.
And humans don't provide bad output? Like, what are you talking about, man?
First of all, humans can provide poor output.
Okay, then what's your point?
But my point is that, first of all, you have to demonstrate that AI is doing a better job. And your whole point is like, oh, it takes in information a lot faster than people do. Fine.
Not a lot faster, infinitely faster.
I'll even grant that it takes in information faster. That doesn't matter if it's outputting bad information for you to look at. Like, again, it doesn't matter how fast it takes in the data. It matters what it's putting out. And if it's putting out bad product, which you haven't demonstrated it's not doing, then it doesn't matter. Because, yeah, you can have people who make mistakes. But again, the fact that the United States has not faced a major cyber attack I can't actually think of a time when we have, outside of like social media stuff. The fact that it's not happening at scale and repeatedly demonstrates the effectiveness of U.S. cybercom.
I don't even understand what your contention is here. Like,
oh my god!
Like a human,
tell me
like
why
a human will get a security alert, and it takes average human 20 to 30 minutes to investigate a single security alert, whereas AI can do that in milliseconds and like secure the entire service across the entire enterprise before the alert even gets in front of a human. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Septic, I'm going to stop you right there. Let me just ask you this: if AI takes in data, if US AI takes in data and it analyzes it in 0.1 seconds, and then it thinks, oh, the proper response is nuking this site, and then because we've given it so much power or authority or whatnot, it fucking launches a nuke. That's kind of like a bad output, no matter how fast it analyzes the data, right?
Yeah, if you give it the ability to launch a nuke, like, what are you talking? This is not a real use case. You're just kind of creating an imaginary scenario that has nothing to do with reality.
I'm just pointing out how,
you're pointing out nothing. It doesn't matter.
No, am I just not making sense to anybody when I point out how it doesn't matter how much time or how long it takes?
Yeah, I don't trust an AI to be my barber. It doesn't mean it can't do other shit, man. Like, what are you talking about?
But hold on, you have to prove it can do what you're saying it's doing right now. You're just full of shit otherwise. Hey, Hector,
it's already doing it. It's already proving it. It's already.
Hang on one sec, Septic. I want to say thank you. Hang on 1 second, please. Thank you, Hector Raiders. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Guys, if you're just getting here, do all the good things like our friend Erika says. Appreciate you guys being here. Also, if you're not following our friend Hector, please make sure you're following our friend Hector. And by the way, Blake, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Blake, just give us 1 second. We just got to do a couple of thank yous, and we'll get back to you, okay? Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Corey, thanks for coming up and talk. That was insufferable. No, Septic, we didn't run away. We're just tired of the circular conversation, and that was boring as fuck.
Thank you very much for having me, and I hope you guys have a good night.
No, thank you, Corey. Can we get W's for Corey? Thank you very much for coming. You guys, if you're not following Corey, drop Corey some follows. That was just silly. Corey pulled a Hector. But thank you, Corey. Really appreciate you, man. We'll have you back to talk more cybersecurity another time. And real quick before we get to Blake over here, I just want to say thank you on the tube to couple of folks. Thank you to Wesley. He says, hi, Matt and Nemo. Much love as always. Chat, hit the like button like Trump used to hit John Jr. Oh, Jesus. Data centers ruin low-income neighborhoods and minorities. Yeah, absolutely. Pacific Waves, thank you for the $10 super chat. MAGAs love betting their futures on infomercial peddlers. Canadian Mr. Wonderful, Musk, Vaporware, Dr. Oz, Phil, JD Vance via Oprah, even my MAGA pillow guy. You'd think MAGA would buy anything. Agreed. Also, Pacific Waves again. No, guys, I promise these Flock, Meta, Palantir glasses and their infrastructure are super cool. My Tesla makes fart noises to the moon. Thank you again, Pacific Waves. It says, these fucking engineers live in a programming interview problem that affects millions or billions of people. Trust the vibes, Scrum Man. Poor man's McD Manhattan. Yeah, I agree. And then lastly, Joel, shove AI nerds in lockers. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Nemo, do you have some thank yous? Do you got any thank yous over there?
I do not.
Well, that's inappropriate. I have one from Phil. It says he doesn't understand AI in government. AI is not cybersecurity at all. There are few AI tools cleared for secret or above environments. Cloud is supposed to be off, which is the backbone of Palantir, the other cleared language. Guys, as we move on here to talk to Blake, I just want to say thank you for being here. I'm sorry that I'm reading too fast, D. I do apologize. Let's keep doing all the good things. I appreciate it. Let's definitely work on getting Nemo's numbers up. I appreciate it. As you help me through the live gift goal, that's great. But let's do equally as much or more for Nemo. And don't forget that pay links are in bios, both for him and for me. If you're over on the tube, you can find those pay links in the description of the YouTube video. So if you'd like to support us, please help on out. And we really appreciate it because we want to be here and we appreciate the support. All right, Blake, thanks for waiting for a moment while we went through those. So you said you're a Trump supporter. How old are you? What state are you in?
I am 18 years old. I am from Missouri. And before we even start, I want to say I do not support AI at all. That's the first thing I'd like to say.
Okay.
I think that yeah.
All right. Well, good.
Just from that last guy.
We'd rather not continue that conversation. So
so I completely get it.
so moving on to a new conversation. Why at 18 years old? Why in July of 2026, right in this moment? Why do you support Donald Trump right now?
I agree with a lot of the immigration policies that he has in place. Obviously, there are some extremes, but to a good amount, I believe that it is more good than bad. For example, I believe that, obviously I don't want to sound like a generic Trump supporter by going, oh, Biden, but under the Biden administration, there was 8 million that were let in. And we have seen prices go up. And when you have the reason why prices are going up, quite frankly, a lot more, obviously we're funding a war that we shouldn't be funding, but we have a problem of now we have all these undocumented people in the country buying up the houses, and now they can avoid taxes. They can avoid all these things. And because they're avoiding all these things, of course prices are going to go up. You have way more people coming into the country that are going under these benefits that we're just paying them to do. So I don't want to continue talking. Like, if you guys want to keep going.
Well, okay. You said a few things there. How
Sorry, I apologize. I'm a bit nervous.
That's okay. How do you know 8 million people came into the country?
Well, it was a statistic. Obviously, there's not every statistic is true, but obviously by the White House, it was released that it was 8 million, and that is a number that goes around. If you don't mind me asking, how much do you believe came in?
Well, it's hard to say because they're only estimates, right? Because there's no real number. That number that you're citing from the White House is encounters, not crossings, because there's no such thing as a number that's crossings. Do you know what an encounter is?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand that. I did not know that it was just encounters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that number, which they like to say is crossings, but it's not. So it's that's just encounter. And by the way, in fact, you can go verify that if you'd like to go look on CBP or whatever. That's what that.
No, I completely believe you. I believe you. That sounds accurate.
I think that based on what we saw from DHS, given their estimates before the Biden administration, and then in 2024, for the undocumented population in America, I think the number is around 2.5 to 3 million. And I think that there are a number of reasons for that. And I think that if you talk to anybody like us, you're going to find that we believe in things like borders and different things. No one's saying that we should just have an absolute free for all. But when you look at the number of people that Joe Biden deported, that certainly offset that number by a lot. And actually, that number was caused by a number of things that were Trump policies. You had Title 42 because of C-19, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of reasons for that. It wasn't just simply, Biden was just awful, and so that's why that happened. So I think it's important to acknowledge that. But moving on to your other points,
yes.
So there's absolutely no evidence that those people are coming into the country and buying houses, and that's the reason that we have a housing shortage. Do you know how many open...
No, sorry.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No, I was saying I accidentally misspoke, and I apologize. I meant more when I say bought houses, I mean more kind of, not obviously these big houses, because obviously those are way, way too expensive. I mean, we see a lot more squatters, especially coming into the country. And it might not just be illegal immigrants. It might just be regular people just going in and squatting.
We're not seeing an increase in squatters. And if there's an increase in squatters, the idea that you would prove that they were undocumented people would be pretty wild. Also, when you mentioned something about them avoiding paying taxes, you do realize that undocumented people in this country pay somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 billion a year in taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
But if they were paying taxes, wouldn't that See, this is why it's a little confusing to me about the paying taxes part, because if they were paying taxes, wouldn't the government recognize the fact that they're undocumented if they were paying said taxes? Because you're sending in money to the government and they don't know that you're in the country. So how is that work necessarily?
So undocumented immigrants use what's called ITIN. So ITIN. A lot of people say ITIN numbers, but it's kind of like saying PIN number. The N stands for number. So it's an individual tax identification number. Basically, imagine a social security number without the social security. Like that's essentially what an ITIN is. And I mean, as far as the government is concerned, they just want their money. I mean, you can literally put on, like, if you file taxes, you could put on that, you got it by, I don't know, doing illegal shit, right? Like they're not going to come bust down your door for that.
Yeah.
As long as you're, reporting it, like you're reporting your taxes.
Yeah, of course.
It's like a funny quirk of things. But the point is that, no, as far as I-10, as far as illegal immigrants are concerned, that them paying taxes, that doesn't open them up to, I guess, the government tracking them down.
Yep. The other thing, real quick, with that, because Nemo is honest,
of course.
he's 100% right. The other thing to remember is that employers use those numbers to pay taxes on behalf of their employees. That's normally how it goes most of the time, right? So I've had a business, and then what you do is you take the employee's social security numbers, or in their case, an I-10, and then what you do is you take the taxes out of their paycheck. And then, of course, at the end of the year, you would send them their W-2, and then they file their taxes. And then if they get some money back, or if they owe a little bit more, but you've already, as the employer, you've already paid the government X amount in taxes. You've already taken those taxes out of their paychecks. So even if those people didn't file a tax return at the end of the year, you've still paid taxes on their behalf. So just as an FYI.
Yeah, and just really quickly, I just like to say, I have to turn on clear display. I just it hurts me to see all these people talking in the comments, like talking crap. It's like I came up here to not just debate, but to learn something, and maybe I'm wrong, and I like to learn. And so when I'm just seeing all these negative comments, I get if you want to disagree, but if you want to call me out and say something that I'm stupid, disagreeing is fair.
One thing I'll say is that it comes with the territory. Like, whenever it comes to debate lives, it is kind of like a blood sport situation. So it comes with territory. Matt and I get all sorts of crazy shit. We were showing a death threat that. And
it goes
earlier.
both ways. It goes both ways. Trust me. I know. It's crazy how insane it's gotten nowadays, especially with both sides. I try to personally, I love listening to both sides. I think it's important that we listen to each other. There's no point in getting, all aggressive with each other just because we don't believe in the same things, because we're all human at the end of the day,
Yeah, I mean, as far as comments going after you, I would recommend not getting too fixated on that.
No, I don't. I don't care. It's just
it'll drive you crazy. But I mean, as far as this is concerned, as far as immigration is concerned with Trump. So what was you like Trump's approach to it, or?
I think my favorite thing out of all of it is the fact that the border I know that the border is shut down and secure. The fact that no one is able to get in anymore illegally.
I mean,
it is it's much more locked down and secure than it was.
I see. We hear that a lot, and I always wonder, what people mean by that, because let's just let's keep it simple, and let's assume that people are just crossing the border illegally.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're doing it illegally, that would mean that they're literally circumventing the law to do it. So the idea that the border is locked down, it's almost contradictory, right? It's I don't know. It's equivalent to saying we're banning murder. Like, well, okay, cool, I guess. Like, it's not going to stop like a crime or whatever. So, what is it that has changed as far as the border is concerned?
Well,
because you have to say it's locked down. I mean, I don't know about that.
Well, I think, I'll quickly answer your question. We've seen a higher amount of border security on them, on the borders. We've seen higher amounts of employees going down to the border with weapons, defending the border as it should be, because it is. I'm curious about from either one of you. Do you believe that it's important to have borders between countries? Like that's a big. Like I mean, like there should be a border between Mexico, United States, Canada.
Yeah, inevitably there has to be a border. Like countries are
Exactly. Yeah.
defined by their borders. Sure.
And do you think it's unfair if a undocumented immigrant kind of cuts in line of those immigrants that are trying to do it the legal way?
So that's the other thing that we hear a lot, and I think that a lot of this comes down to just kind of looking at it the wrong way, because I understand why people say cutting in line or whatever, because I think that a lot of people when they think about immigration, they think it's one line, right? There's just got a line of people who are going through the immigration process, and my ex was a British girl that, holy fuck, like I mean we were married, like that's the easy way, and she's from the easy country, like it was still a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass for me to immigrate there too. So I get it, right? Like I understand the paperwork is a pain in the ass. There's a lot of costs and takes a lot of time. Okay. So I think that a lot of people view it from, okay, there's this one big line. Everybody's going through paperwork, paying, all that stuff, waiting. But that's not really how that works, because it's not just one singular line, because there's a lot of different types of visas, right? I mean, you got the lottery visa, which, that one's just kind of, it's literally luck of the draw. But you got H-1B visas, H-2B visas, you got spousal visas, like student visas, all other kinds of work visas. There's a lot of different types of visas, and they all have their own individual lines. Now, as far as how to picture this in your head, imagine like a room with all these these different lines, and those are the visa lines. Okay, they're all varying lengths. Now, someone who comes into the country illegally, they're not cutting any one of those lines. They're not taking the place of any one of those people in the line, right? They're just kind of walking around the counter, and okay, now they're in the building or whatever. Does that make sense? Like they're not, I guess, taking a space from anybody in that line, and so they're not obstructing that line or slowing it down or anything like that, right? It's just its own separate thing. You can almost think of it as its own line in a way. It has no effect on the other lines.
Do you think it's unfair though if because of the process that immigrants do have to go through to come in legally, do you think it's unfair for people that can come in, they just come in illegally? Do you think I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was trying to reword it. I was saying that, do you think it's unfair that people who come in illegally, it's unfair against the people who do come in or try to come in legally?
So, can you hear me? My audio dropped. Okay.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay. So, as far as like a matter of fairness, as far as immigration is concerned, I mean, genuinely, immigration into this country is a fucking nightmare. And I think that it is long overdue that we dramatically reform the immigration system in this country and make it easier for people to immigrate here. Because if we make it easier, people are way less likely to break the law to get in here. Like whenever you make something easy, people are more likely to, just go about it the legal way instead of going about it the illegal way. And so that's really the solution. This idea that, okay, we have to build higher fences. We have to put more people patrolling the borders. We have to kick down every door to find people who, fucked up on paperwork or whatever in, bumblefuck Nebraska somewhere. That's it's just not tenable. Like the amount of money that we would spend doing that and the amount of the costs associated with that, not just like literally the taxpayer dollars for, hey, ICE agent needs to go to place, but also the people that are then ripped out of communities. And that's also not assuming all of the people that are legit, that have no qualms whatsoever with the government as far as immigration status goes, but they end up getting caught up in it. And because the government, the ICE agents, whoever, they misidentify them. We've been seeing examples of this. There's 2 in the last week of people that were unalived by ICE agents, and the details are sparse on it, and that's really concerning because these people didn't have body cams. There's not that much oversight going on, and that's not good. That's not good. I don't like having a police state. Like, I mean, Matt and I are left wing. And so as far as, I guess, quote unquote, big government, sure, big government, but not big government in a police way. Like big government in a, hey, we're trying to help people way, right? We already have a fucking massive police force at the federal level, and then you have all the local ones. The idea that we need to dramatically increase the size of ICE to combat some perceived threat, it doesn't really hold water, because generally speaking, it's not the problem that it's made out to be. Are there millions of undocumented immigrants in this country? Yes. Does that then mean that there is like this insane amount of crime and terrible destruction of I don't know, our infrastructure and burden upon our system? No. Like that's not really the case. Are there undocumented immigrants that commit crimes? Sure. Yeah, inevitably. That happens with literally any population, right? But it's not like an overrepresented or outsized amount. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. They tend to commit crimes less because, I mean, if you think about it, they don't want to get in trouble with the law at all, because if they get in trouble with the law at all, they are fucked. So, that makes a lot of sense when you think about it. And so as far as, fairness as it pertains to coming to the country, I think that immigration in this country is unfair. It is genuinely unfair to people that are trying to get in here. And so my answer is, do I think it's unfair for them to try and get into the country? I'm not going to judge people that are trying to seek a better life. Like, if they're coming in and they're not trying to hurt anyone, dude, I don't give a shit. I do not care. And the millions that we have here, it's not hurting us. It's literally the opposite. It is helping us. Every study that has been done by reputable entities, not like psycho white nationalist ones. Every study, they show a net benefit. And so, if anything, we should make it easier for people to at least have a pathway to permanent residency, if not citizenship. We should make it easier to immigrate here, because it is a labyrinth of insane forms and crazy ass costs, and people will spend years and years, if not decades, trying to get a fucking green card, which is just insane. And then you have these weird situations like DACA, where if you describe DACA to someone and you don't use politician names or anything like that, if you just describe it, most people will say, well, yeah, no, that makes sense. It's sensible, right? Because DACA, very simply, Deferred Action Childhood Arrivals. Obama put this in place. It's an executive order. It's not a law. So basically what it is someone comes into the country as a child. They're brought here by their parents or their guardians, whoever, right? And so they don't have any control over that. They're, 5 years old, whatever. They live here. They grow up here. They form memories here. They have a life here. They have almost no connection to their home country. They might not even speak the language. And all that they have ever known is this country. And they go to school. They go to work. They pay taxes. Like, they are here, right?
Yeah.
The idea that we should take that person and deport them, it doesn't really make sense. Like, what benefit are we getting from that? And so DACA, there are specific things like, hey, if you committed a crime, that's a different situation, right? DACA recipients can't have committed a crime. They also have to check in every year, I think. They have to redo some shit every year. The thing is that all that makes sense. Okay. Now, do you think that somebody who is a DACA recipient, somebody that falls into this category, do you think that they can become a citizen?
I believe that there is a path for citizenship for them.
Now, what if I told you that there's not? And that's the crazy thing, is that there's not. It's a weird limbo situation. So people who are DACA recipients could have been here for 10, 20 years. And there is no legal pathway for them to become a citizen. It's just like there's not a thing that they can fill out to apply for citizenship. They can't do it because they're in this weird legal limbo. And so that they have this thing where it's like, okay, hey, I'm here and I'm a permanent resident, but also I can't become a citizen, and that's because the government doesn't have a form for me to fill out. It just seems kind of silly, right? And that's one of those easy things that I have plenty of criticisms of Democrats. Democrats have been trying to get a pathway to citizenship for DACA recipients for years now. They tried in Trump's first term. They tried all throughout Biden's administration, and they still are trying. And Republicans have been stonewalling the whole time. And there are certainly motivations for that. They're not good motivations,
And I agree with that. I feel like there's a difference between, so just to kind of first point, I believe that our number one priority for ICE right now should be going after people who have committed crimes while being an illegal immigrant. If you committed a crime, you do not deserve to be here. You've already came illegally, technically, because it's called illegal immigration, and then you decide to treat this country terribly by then committing a crime. It's like I don't go to my neighbor's house and then break a vase and then expect to just stay in the house without apologizing. You need to be respectful in the country. If a person is seeking asylum, I do believe that there should be a better way, path to citizenship. But if a person is coming into the country without seeking asylum, I feel like that's when it needs to be relooked. Because if you're coming into the country, and this is a very rare case, mostly it's for asylum, but if people are just coming into the country just to come into the country, that's not very fair at all, to me. But if it is for asylum, like you said, and I do agree with that completely, it should be better. And to be honest, I didn't know about the Republican thing. I did not know that they've been stonewalling it. And if I'm not wrong, in the Senate for a decision like this, it's 60 votes, correct? Not 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's why.
At various points, it's been either something breaks down in the Senate where you need 60 to get most legislation through. There's special situations where you can do just simple majority, but it's typically 60. But then, when Republicans control the House, you get there are these really annoying situations. So, for instance, when the Republicans controlled the Senate, Mitch McConnell
Yeah.
was infamous for this. He was called the Grim Reaper, right? Because he was the Senate Majority Leader. Now, one of the things the Senate Majority Leader gets to do is basically say, we're voting on this today. And if they don't like a certain bill, that shit doesn't get to the floor. And that's what Mitch McConnell would do. Similar things can be done in the House as well. This has been done, like Mike Johnson has shut this down. The Speaker of the House also has that power. There are ways to get around it, which that's a discharge petition. But again, it's like, fuck, you know? So it's a way of stonewalling. It's just yet another obstacle that you have to get through. And so, to your point, yes, Republicans have been stonewalling for years on this. And, you know, the argument is, I don't know, that whatever the fuck the Republican rhetoric is on it doesn't matter. So to me, that is just, I guess, it's stalling for the sake of stalling. Like we're not fixing anything by just saying no, you know? To your point about you know, that ICE should go after criminals. I agree that criminals should be the ones that are subject to deportation.
Yes.
Now, I do think that it matters what type of crime we're talking about. If we're talking about, hey, somebody ran a stop sign, that's bullshit. That's
yeah, no, I get that.
But, you know, obviously, if we're talking about somebody did a violent crime, okay, very different, right? Very different. The thing is that ICE is not going after those people. Like, I know that Trump campaigned on that. I know that that's what the Republican Party says, and that's what DHS will point to. They'll, you know, put up a picture of somebody, be like, this person, like, robbed a whole chain of Targets, and they're evil, and now we deported them. Like, they'll put up examples, like mugshots or whatever. If you look at the percentages, it's bad. Like, if you compare the percentages of people who have committed violent crimes that are getting deported by ICE in this administration compared to previous administrations, it's bad. So it's not even close to the majority. Most people who are getting picked up by ICE, most people who are getting deported by ICE right now in the Trump administration, this time around, they don't have any crime on their record. They haven't been charged or convicted of anything. And to me, it's just like, okay, what the fuck is the point of that? I mean, like, if you want to argue, oh, hey, well, you should have followed immigration law. Okay, then I'm just going to point back to immigration law is fucking impossible to follow. Like, it's insane, right? And I think it's silly to expect that someone can reasonably navigate that. I have tried to navigate any number of government things in my life. None of them were immigration, and it's insane. So again, nobody, even amongst Democrats, are going to push back on the idea that we should absolutely deport criminals. But whenever you start deporting people who have not committed any crimes, have not hurt anybody, they're just here and, you know, whatever paperwork was not filled out correctly or whatever. I mean, that to me is just, it's a waste. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars. It's a waste of time. Because you have to employ the ICE person to track them down. You're actually going to have to employ a whole team of ICE people and DHS people to, like, go through all the shit to figure out who this person is and then track them down. And then that person, more than likely, is working somewhere. They have, like, a family of some kind in their community. They have ties to the community. And if you're just going to rip that person out, well, that leaves a gash. That leaves this hole that accrues further costs that we don't really calculate. You know, we can say, hey, it takes this amount of taxpayer dollars to track down and deport somebody. But we don't really tally up the costs of, okay, well, now this person is no longer in their community, which means that their community, I don't know, their city's not getting their taxpayer dollars. Or, hey, that business now is down an employee. Or maybe they themselves had a business and now that's gone. And how many people were employed by them? And then it's a ripple effect. So to me, it seems like it does more harm than good.
Mhm.
Like
And
I
I
would
appreciate
much
you.
rather, like, I guess, spend that money, that effort, that time on trying to help Americans and trying to make it easier to become an American or to at least become a fucking permanent resident. I feel like that would ultimately benefit us way more than trying to throw people out of the country because they didn't do it the right way,
Mhm. And I appreciate you explaining it like that. You do a really good job explaining it. I'm not trying to like glaze you or
Thank
anything,
you.
but you do a good job. And I really respect that. I do agree with you on a lot of those things. I really do. For me, it's more, like I said, it's more about going for the criminals. And I do agree with going against, obviously, you don't agree with this. I do agree going against some of the illegals that are here that are not contributing at all, and there's problems.
Who is
But
that
though,
exactly? Who is that exactly?
for example, when I was talking about random example, like squatters, people who come in and are constantly moving throughout the country, because we knew there's a lot of people who have gone from south north. Because like I said, I'm in Missouri, and we've seen an increased number of just random people in back of trucks coming in. And
You're just that's just anecdotal, man. Like, this isn't a thing that's like, look, people are not risking their lives and just randomly coming to the United States to like bum around for no reason. It's just not a thing that's happening.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not a thing. You know what I mean? I gotta push back on that a bit because there's no proof that that's a thing that's happening.
Do you think it's unfair if an illegal immigrant comes here and they?
I'm not. No. We're not doing value
Sorry.
based. We're not doing value based. Like, is this unfair? How do you feel?
Okay.
I'm saying you're giving an anecdote about like
Yes.
I'm telling you, people aren't doing that, right? So that's why I pushed back. I was like, those people don't exist really, or if they exist, they're an outlier. They're so small. It's an outlier. It's so negligible that it wouldn't even rate on the amount of people that we need to worry about. People are coming to America because we've destroyed their economies, right? Like, for example, Venezuela is a perfect example. Like, what did we do to Venezuela during the first Trump administration?
To be honest with you, I do not know what
That's
we
okay.
did under Venezuela.
That's all right.
I was too young to be honest with you.
All right, that's fine. So during the first Trump administration, we sanctioned them so much because we didn't like the fact that they weren't playing ball with us regarding oil, that we destroyed their economy, we hyperinflated their currency, and people were like literally going hungry. And so we got a huge influx of Venezuelans to America because people were desperate and they wanted to come and look for a better place to work and live, and they were willing to risk their lives. They're willing to risk their lives to come to America. I think that's the thing that we forget sometimes, is that this isn't just like a walk in the park for people to do. There is a chance that they won't make it. There's a chance that family members or friends will die on that journey. It is very, very, very terrible and very, very, very dangerous. That's one of the reasons why Donald Trump granted TPS status to about 350,000 Venezuelans right on his way out the door, is because he had caused that problem, and so he gave them temporary protected status before he left office the first time. So I mean, like, we're causing a lot of those problems, Blake, and we need to acknowledge the fact that we're causing those problems, and people are coming here because they want a better life, because they want to feed their families, because they want to try and do all of those things, not just because they want to, like, come here and, like, somehow, like bum around the United States. Like, they just don't, they get no benefit from that. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, to be honest with you, I did not know about that, about Venezuela. And I do have to say, recently I've seen, sorry, I'll let you continue. I
No,
don't want
I
to start
wasn't.
something
I
new.
didn't. You.
No, I was saying that I don't feel like U.S. corruption has much to do in a lot of these countries where a lot of people are coming in. For example, in Mexico, I know we were talking about Venezuela, but also Venezuela was a very corrupt and is a very corrupt country. We've seen it under Maduro. Maduro was a very corrupt leader. Do I agree with what we did? Not really, to be honest with you. It's not really our business to get involved, but he was a very corrupt leader.
Why are Latin American countries oftentimes in the state that they're in?
Well, to be honest with you, it's mainly their own policies that they have put into place.
Is it though?
If you're talking about, can you give an example of a Latin American country, for example, just like one country, like Colombia, for example? Or
what?
I guess Colombia is not Latin American policies.
Well, I'm talking about American involvement. I'm talking about what would commonly be known as the Monroe Doctrine. Have you ever heard of the Monroe Doctrine?
Yeah, I've heard of the Monroe Doctrine, yes.
Right. Which was kind of like the United States just being like, hey, basically kind of everything over here, like this is ours. And like we're gonna take control over all of this, and basically like Europe, you guys fuck off. We're gonna handle everything over here in the Americas, and this is our hemisphere, and we're gonna do it. And so if there's a leader down in Chile that we don't like, well, we're gonna depose them. If there is something happening in Cuba that we don't like, after the Spanish-American War, we went into Cuba and we were like, hey, you guys, write your own constitution. Be like just like us, America. Write a constitution, Cuba, freedom, except for the fact that we're not going to leave you and we're going to occupy your country until you put in your constitution everything that we want in your constitution. And they were like, wait, what? And we were like, yeah, fuck you guys. and on and on and on and on and on. And so it's kind of one of those things that when you start to read into what we've done in all of these countries in the Western Hemisphere, you'll be like, oh, well, actually, you can kind of trace a lot of these issues, and I'm not going to say every issue, but you can trace a lot of these issues back to the Monroe Doctrine and America's involvement in all of these countries. It is historical fact that we are to blame for a lot of these problems, my friend.
In Cuba, I happen to disagree with the main American corruption. If you want I believe most of the corruption was due to the USSR going there, and when they put their missiles there, and when Fidel Castro got in, there was a lot of corruption regarding that. And once Fidel Castro was,
I think you're missing the point of what I said originally. I'm not saying what I'm talking about is after the Spanish-American War, the United States forced Cuba to not be entirely independent. We forced our business interests in there, and our government kept a hand in the country. We forced that to happen. Cuba didn't get a chance to determine its own. They didn't get self-determination. We shaped what they were doing. So you can say whatever you want about Castro and the USSR and blah blah blah. That's whatever. Fine. I'm talking about like we fucked them from the beginning. That we wouldn't let them, because we had U.S. capitalist business interests that were staying there and that were fucking over the locals, and that were fucking over the local economy, and that were lording over the government, and that the government couldn't do anything about. And like, because what were they going to do? Kick out the American, and then what ended up happening? The Cuban Revolution, where they kicked out the Americans because they were just fucking tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, you can go into this the history throughout the 20th century. That's when this shit really kicks off. Spanish-American War is probably the starting point. And so, like, Spanish-American War, that's how we got Puerto Rico, and for a little while, the Philippines, and I think also Guam. And we occupied Cuba for a hot minute. And we had our own little puppet in there with Batista. So Batista was running Cuba for a while. And Batista was fucking evil. And inevitably that can't last. And there was a revolution, and Castro was put in. I'm not going to sit here and try and, say Castro was an angel. No, not saying that. Not saying the Soviets were angels. Of course not. But like that is a response to us fucking with the country. Like we led to that. You mentioned like the missiles. A lot of the time people don't know the other side of the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Because we put missiles in Turkey. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why they did it. And so once we took the missiles out of Turkey, well, wouldn't you know it, they took the missiles out of Cuba. Like that's ultimately what it was. And so this goes back to, the whole, I guess, posturing throughout the Cold War. But that's also the excuse that we used a lot of the time to fuck with all these other countries throughout Central and South America. So Chile is another one. The person that we put in there, Pinochet. You might have heard that name. Pinochet was pure fucking evil. Crazy evil. Crimes against humanity type evil. We put that person in. And by we, I mean Henry Kissinger, who thankfully is no longer alive. That was us. Chile had elected a left-wing a socialist leader, right? And America didn't like that because something communism bad, right? So we backed Pinochet, who was a general, and he just did some fascist bullshit down there. And we were fine with that. America was fine with that. Why? Because that's, oh, hey, he's on our side. And it's basically that model repeat throughout all of the 1900s. Do you know where the term banana republic comes from?
I have heard it. To be honest with you, I do not know where it comes from, but I've heard of it before, yes.
So a lot of people don't actually know the origin of the term. They, like, when they hear banana republic, they think, okay, either the clothing store or, it's just kind of like a term for a puppet government or something, but they don't really know the origin of it. Like, why banana? Why? What's the deal with that? The short version is, once upon a time, again, just during the 1900s, America, we wanted bananas. And wouldn't you know it, bananas not able to grow very easily in our neck of the woods. but they are very easy to grow throughout Central and South America. And so there were certain corporate interests in those countries, namely the United Fruit Company and Dole. So the United Fruit Company, I think, ended up getting acquired, and I think now I don't know if it was Dole that bought it, or I think it was Chiquita, I think is actually the one that bought it. These companies still exist today. Obviously Dole, you probably know from like pineapples and stuff.
Yeah.
It was them. Those companies more or less cooed countries throughout Central America in an effort to maintain control of plantations, to grow bananas, to sell to Americans. And so these republics, these governments that were put in place, they were puppet governments. And they were called banana republics because it was basically just, oh, hey, government brought to you by United Fruit Company. Like, that's essentially what it was. That's where the term banana republic comes from. And that was American meddling, again, all throughout Central and South America. So much of this can be traced back to us wanting to make money somewhere. Like, I mean, Panama Canal is kind of a similar situation. That's a bit more complicated, but again, we took control of the Panama Canal, and the locals were not exactly happy about that. And we literally had a strip of land, the Panama Canal Autonomous Zone, I think is what it's called, literally considered American soil. John McCain was born there and considered natural born American citizen because that was American soil at the time. And that's how it was for decades. It was about a century. And eventually we gave it up. We gave it back. I know that Donald Trump has brought it up before. He's been like, oh, Jimmy Carter that was such a dumb thing. It was $1 or whatever. I mean, it wasn't our land. We literally just kind of rolled up and took it. And I mean, it was the people of Panama didn't want us there. And it's absurd to say that we should still control it because I don't know what, we're America. It just goes back to this whole thing of, yeah, we're a superpower, but this whole bullshit of, okay, well, that means that we get to go into places and tell people how to run their countries. That's insane. And it ends up causing way more problems than it ever solves. Like, the Middle East is the other big example. Like, so much of the Middle East, so many problems in the Middle East are traced back to the United Kingdom and the United States. I swear to God, it's just those two.
Thanks, Nesta. Thank you.
Just drawing borders on a fucking map somewhere, and that has caused all sorts of strife and all sorts of shit for years and years and years since then. And of course, with Middle East, it's oil. And again, corporate interests there. Yeah, again, UK, US, big time. So, I mean, as far as what we have done, we have set the table for people to come here and to slam the door in their face. Again, number one, it doesn't make economic sense. Number two, I mean, to your point about fairness, it doesn't make, moral sense to do that. Like, who are we to say, no, we burned your house down, but you can't seek shelter here? Like, that's insane. I mean, especially, I'm a white dude. I'm pretty sure you're a white dude. Matt's Lebanese.
Yes.
Matt's like an honorary white dude.
I'm white. Here in America. Let's go. So
fair enough.
I'm here. Let's do it.
So I know a lot of white dudes that will romanticize the whole Irish thing, right? So, I mean, especially, in Boston, Like Matt's up in Massachusetts. Like that's like a whole fucking thing, right? So a lot of white Americans will romanticize, oh yeah, you know, my great granddad came here from Ireland during the potato famine. He had $2 in his pocket and could barely speak English, but he you know, he went to Ellis Island and he got in and he started a business making I don't know, donuts and then boom, American dream. Yeah, that's that romantic thing that we like to brag about as Americans. Like, oh yeah, anybody can come here, city on a hill. Like, you know, you just got to come here and have that grit, and you can you know, get the American dream. We like to tell ourselves that a lot. The truth is, we haven't been about that for a long time. I mean, shit, we were barely about it with the Irish because there were lots of nativist movements that were like, oh no, fuck the Irish, no, these people are coming here, they're just taking from us, and it was the same rhetoric that we hear nowadays with immigrants from Central and South America. It's the same rhetoric. Oh, you're taking from Americans. You're taking away houses. You're taking away food. You're taking away jobs. You're taking away welfare. You're taking away all this stuff from hardworking, God-fearing Americans. And you don't speak our language. You don't know our customs. You blah blah blah. No, go away, America for Americans. I mean, to wax poetic, America is great because it is a nation of a whole tapestry of cultures. Like, that is the great thing in America. And for whatever reason, there is this sizable population of people who hate that. They hate that we are this melting pot. They're like, oh, fuck pluralism. Fuck this. Like, no, American culture. What the fuck is American culture? Like, what are you talking about? NASCAR? What? You talking about what? NFL? Like, really? ESPN? Is that really? I mean, shit, half the shit on ESPN, it's not even like American culture. Like, what are you talking about? What is this? The culture of America is that we don't have this defined culture. It's this big tapestry of people from all over the world. And it ends up making us better. It has made us better consistently throughout history in this country. We have been made better because we pull from every corner of the world. And that diversity ends up becoming this serious strength that we have that other countries simply don't. And it's that same thing that is under attack, that's been under attack. Nativist movements have always existed. America First is not a slogan that was coined by Donald Trump. It traces back to the early 1920s. And it was, again, nativist movements, isolationist bullshit. There's racism motivated there 100%. And the truth is that we have only ever become stronger by allowing people to come here. Because most people just want to live. They're not trying to, like, you know, hurt people. They're not trying to do crimes. And like, most people are just trying to scratch out a living somewhere. And if you let them do that, good things tend to happen. And so I guess I know that I've gone on a whole ass diatribe.
You're all good. You're all good. I
guess my point is that the Republican Party and Donald Trump and MAGA and whatever, they point to immigrants as the source of our problems. They point and that, like, that is the scapegoat. That is why things are more expensive. That is why we don't have homes or, like, you know, cheap houses. That's why we don't have, or that's why, you know, jobs are hard to find or whatever. That's why roads have potholes. That's why government is slow. Like, all of America's woes are because of immigrants. They're like, that is the scapegoat that has been consistently used throughout history all over the world. Like, immigrants are oftentimes targeted. But, that we're seeing that with MAGA. Like, they are pointing to immigrants. The truth is, immigrants not actually the source, not actually the cause of all of the problems that we have in America. And we have a fuck ton of problems. We absolutely do. The cause of those problems are rich people wanting to make the number bigger. Not that they want some more money so they can like afford to live. They already have that. They have had that. They will always have that. So will their children, so will their grandchildren. They have enough money for that. It's not that. It is making the number bigger. At a certain point, it doesn't become, hey, I need to make this. I got to get income so I can buy groceries and pay the power bill. Past a certain point, it ceases to be that. Past a certain point, it's like, okay, well, hey, I got to make sure that I got a nest egg for retirement, whatever. Or, hey, I got to make sure that I can put my kids through college. Or, hey, whatever the fuck. Got to have a vacation fund. At a certain point, all of those things are covered. And so what is it? It is, I want this number to be bigger. Because arcade game, high score. Like, that's what it is. Line go up. And at that point, it's not tenable. And so many of our problems are because it's greed. It is greed by the people who have all the money. Because unfortunately, in this country, we have allowed money to equal power. And there are people who are being elected now who say, how about we stop that? How about we change that? How about we make it so money does not literally equal power?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, I like to say you should really consider, I don't know if you are, becoming a public speaker, because that was, I kept up with everything you said. I was very, very impressive to see. Just put that online first, and I got a lot to choose from on my platter here. But I'll start kind of at the start of what we talked about. I did not know that about the Banana Republic, and thank you for informing me on that. With these first you talked about the how we took the land from the. You talked about how we expanded westward with the Monroe Doctrine. I can't remember exactly who said it.
It wasn't really westward expansion. Like, Monroe Doctrine was, hey, Europe, get the fuck out of our hemisphere, and America is the hegemon of this side of the world. It wasn't so much westward expansion, because that is Manifest Destiny. That's a separate thing.
Yeah, Manifest, yeah. And the Mexican-American War and all that stuff.
Right.
So when it comes to American influence, there is obviously, I believe that we have had negative influences. I think Cuba is to be honest with you, I'm wrong. I will completely stand my ground with you, and I will agree with you on Cuba 100%. I'm a Trump supporter, but I will agree with Cuba. It was stupid of me to even say something about the USSR, because as you were talking, I was like, crap, he's kind of right about the Cuban thing. So that is correct. And I do very much agree with you. But saying that America didn't do much good, and we've seen after World War II, we helped rebuild Europe under the Truman Doctrine. We helped these countries reform. We helped these countries get back on their feet. Obviously, we got involved in the war kind of late, but we did help a lot afterwards. Do I think we should get involved in their politics? Do I think we should get involved in anybody's politics? No, I think America should just stick to America, and we should leave everybody alone. I think that there's been a lot that Europe has done recently that is not beneficial to itself. but we definitely did good in certain areas. Obviously, Latin America, I'm not as informed on that, to be honest with you. And from what you said, I like to do my own research on that. And that's very interesting on what you told me. And I actually will do some research on that. Because from what you said, if that is completely true, everything you said, that's very messed up. That's like completely messed up. I know about the Panama Canal and how Jimmy Carter sold it to them for $1 or whatever the hell Trump said. But still, we gave it back to them. And I understand that Latin America is not my strong suit, because to be honest, I'm not very informed on it. But
a lot of
you
Americans
also,
are not really that informed. It's fine to not be super abreast with the history there. I would say it is important to go learn it. It's dark.
Yeah.
It is very dark, and we are definitely the bad guy most of the time.
And I believe as well, when you said the Middle East, I think the Middle East has a lot of, obviously there's a lot of things that we did in the Middle East that I don't agree with, obviously. I don't agree with George W. Bush's quote unquote, oh, there's weapons of mass destruction there, we got to go blow them up now. And then come to find out, oh, there wasn't any weapons of mass destruction, but it was okay in the end. Completely agree with that. Trust me, that makes me mad. Under Obama, bombing Syria every single day, not a good thing. But in all countries, it's not the same story. For example, in Iran, and I know Iran's a big topic right now, but you go back 60 years, I believe, before the Islamic Republic got in, before it got all voted in, Iran was very developed. It seemed like a very Western country. And I have no problem with anybody's religious status. I'm personally a Christian. I say be whatever you want. But when you imply religion so heavily, that's why also I think that the separation of church and state is very important as well. But in Iran, the Islamic Republic came in, and that transformed Iran into what Iran is today, into this dictatorship. Obviously, now I think that we've completely destroyed that country because we decided to get involved for some oddball reason. But I don't think that we're painted as the bad guy in every single story.
Why did the Islamic Revolution happen?
To be honest with you, I do not know. Would you care to inform me? Or one of you?
It was because of us.
Because of us. In 1953, we interfered in Iran because they were trying to nationalize oil production. And so we, along with the British get some. I really do want to point out that the Brits absolutely get some blame there along with us. But yep, we went in and helped eliminate, not eliminate, but like get rid of their democratically elected leader and install the Shah. Maybe you've heard of the Shah of Iran.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah, we helped do that because we didn't want to see them have a nationalized oil program, and because that would have meant less profits for BP or for American oil companies. And so we did that, and the Shah sucked, and people hated him, and they revolted. So that entire thing, the Islamic Revolution, and the fact that there is an Ayatollah and the clerics and all of that, is because of the United States.
Okay.
One of the reasons also why it was like the religious bent as opposed to just like, I guess, a secular revolution or whatever, is because it was also because of like the way that Iran was governed, where the only place that dissidents could organize was in mosques, was like with the clerics. That's the only place that they had, I guess, enough privacy to do that. And I mean, it is true that Iran, under the Shah, there was absolutely like liberalization of the country that happened there, right? Like that's where those infamous pictures come from, where you see Iranian women dressed like any Western country at the time. And it's haunting to see those images. And while that is true, like while the liberalization aspect, like that is a thing, it is also true that, the Shah was a fucking tyrant and it was brutal. And so that forced dissidents to organize within mosques, within religious areas. And so that inevitably caused a fundamentalist bend to inform like the revolution.
Yep.
That's very interesting. May I ask how you guys, just because you didn't point it out at all, how you feel about the Truman Doctrine and us rebuilding Europe? Or helping to rebuild Europe, sorry. Is it...
When you say the Truman Doctrine, you're talking about the Marshall Plan.
Sorry, the Marshall Plan. Sorry,
no,
it's
fine.
1 a.m. for me.
It probably could also be called the Truman Doctrine, but yeah. So the Marshall Plan. I mean, Marshall Plan's fucking great. There's absolutely a ulterior motive to it. Like, don't get me wrong, the U.S. didn't do it because we're just all loving, all giving, or whatever. America did it. One, we made a lot of money doing it. Two, the Cold War started 30 seconds after World War II ended.
Yes, that is true.
So, like the Soviets were in the eastern half of Germany, and the US and the UK were in like the western half, and it came down to Berlin. And then, we're just kind of chilling out, and, the Soviets, they believed in this little thing called communism, and America believed in this little thing called capitalism. And, it was a little like, oh, okay, whatever, we're here. And then, boom, one day, there's a wall. There's a shit ton of barbed wire, and then there's a wall. So the reason why we did the Marshall Plan, in part, is because that then allowed us to more or less guide how these countries were going to be run. So the UK was mostly spared from the worst of it. And so their government was still intact, I guess. France and
50-50 France, maybe. But, but everyone else,
Italy's a wild one. So Italy almost elected like a communist government after World War II. We went in with the OSS, which was very shortly then named the CIA, and worked with the mafia to make sure that the communists did not win. Now, they didn't win, but we had like a whole ass invasion planned out if the communists won in Italy. That's just one example. So the Marshall Plan, there were absolutely ulterior motives to, we want to be, we come bearing gifts, but also there are strings attached.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the Marshall Plan is bad? Not necessarily. Like, we absolutely did a lot of good through it, right? It's important to, view it in context. But yeah, we did a shit ton of good.
Yep.
I think that like the Marshall Plan is an example of what ended up winning the Cold War for the Americans is soft power. The Soviets did hard power a lot of the time. Most of the time. That's where the term tanky comes from. They did tanks a lot. The Americans also did hard power, but we also did soft power. Soft power was more of a thing. And I mean, hard power absolutely occurred, Korea, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, multiple places. But the soft power, that has legs. Like when you come bearing gifts, people tend to like you. When you come shooting people, they tend to fear you, which that lasts for a little while. It doesn't last forever. And so that's what ended up winning us the Cold War in the long run.
Well, also the Soviet Union kind of collapsed in on itself as well, especially in the later half. They kind of, especially regarding in the 90s, especially with power between Boris and, gosh,
Yeltsin.
his name is blank.
Or I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
Yeltsin and
His name, Gorbachev. Thank you. He has the birthmark on his head. And
yeah.
also, I apologize if I don't know much. Like I grew up in America, but I went to France for my high school education. So I apologize for like my U.S. kind of like for example, the Banana Republic and like all that stuff. And to be honest with you, I will have to.
You know more than most. I guess Trump supporters that we talk to.
And sorry, yeah.
As far as like the Soviets are concerned, so there were multiple things that happened that ended up causing the collapse. I do think that you could ultimately sum it up as kind of like a hard power situation, because the dominoes start falling when all the member states of the Soviet Union, think of it kind of like, I guess the EU almost, where, there are member countries. When certain member countries started what's referred to as exercising sovereignty, it didn't mean that they had left the USSR, but that they would approach things differently. When one did it, that started a domino effect. Now, up to that point, the Soviets, Russia specifically, they would oftentimes respond like pretty harshly. That didn't happen in the tail end of the 80s. I want to say, I'm definitely about to fuck it up, I'm pretty sure it's Estonia that was the first one to exercise sovereignty. And that kind of became a trend. Obviously, there were economic issues as well. Chernobyl, plus the war, they got bogged down in Afghanistan for 10 years because the Americans were helping.
Because the proxy war.
Yeah. It was their Vietnam. That was the goal of the Americans, was to make Afghanistan their Vietnam. And it worked. Like, they were there for 10 years. They spent shit tons of money, shit tons of hardware, shit tons of lives. And it wasn't tenable. They ended up pulling out. That really fucked them up. And so that plus Chernobyl, that was a whole thing. Yeah, there were a lot of different variables that ended up contributing to it.
Yes, and I agree completely with that as well, especially with Chernobyl, because funny enough, I actually watched the Chernobyl series. Very, very good series. And it's very interesting to see the Soviet collapse. But what you were saying before, and I think American value is definitely put ahead of others, which has been seen time and time again within history, especially with the Monroe Doctrine. It's like, oh, I can do good, but I'm only doing good for myself. But it looks good on the outside, but really it's just so that these people can't get whatever. And it's the same thing with we've seen it with like NATO, for example. NATO is still around even after the Soviets collapse, and NATO was created to stopping the spread of communism. And I don't know how you guys feel about NATO still being around. I personally, I'm iffy about it. But
that's another. I would say that's a whole other I would say that's a whole other conversation. But what I was gonna say is, man, we've had you up. We had you up for quite a while.
Yeah, and I was just about to say I'm about to get off. Yeah,
but but that's a whole other thing. I really, if I could just encourage you to do, if I could encourage you to do one thing, we could certainly have another conversation. But if I could encourage you to, I feel like maybe you got a little bit of a blind spot in terms of when it comes to knowing what the U.S. did when it came to the Monroe Doctrine.
Yes.
And I would really strongly recommend that you read about it, because I think it would help really I think it would help give you a lot of context, because the imperialism that America has forced on the Western Hemisphere is a huge reason, and it's just such a big part of where we're at right now, and where we sit with these other countries. And then so, like, I would just say that that's what you need. I would say, at the very least, check out, you know, what we did in terms of that, because I think so many of these things, the answer is the United States intervened. The United States did this. The United States did that. And it's not because we want to blame the United States. It's because historically that's just what the United States did. Like like, so I'm just throwing it out there that I think that because it sounds like you want to try and learn.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
just throwing it out there. So.
Yes, and I'm about to go too. It's almost 1 a.m. for me. I'd just like to thank you guys. Thank you guys for being very patient, and I'll look into that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I hope you have a
Well,
good night.
thank you very much. I'll have a good night. You too.
Take care, man.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, David, I agree. I'm pretty boring. So is Nemo. That's why we've got, between here and the tube, like 1,200 people watching us talk to people, and I don't know. You're just some loser commenting in our live. Anyways, here, I'll help you out. I've muted you so that you don't have to deal with how boring we are. So sorry about that. Real quick over on the tube, I want to say thank you to Wesley. Says conversations like this one that remind me that the whiners in the chat crying about Mad Matt never hang out long enough to experience the patience you have with pleasant people. Much love. Well, thank you, Wesley. I do appreciate that. And thank you to Wesley one more time. Sorry, Matt and Nemo, can't with the chat today. It's all conspiracy theories. Just spent 6 hours moderating Erika's chat, full of racist and misogynist. Much love as always. What? Erika's chat had racist and misogynist in it? I am shocked.
No way.
This is me being shocked. Look at that. That's crazy. I'm and Nemo, thank you. Thank you to Christian for the 20 on the blue app. Says please split with Nemo, JK. I love the immigrant argument. We didn't have real immigration law until 1952. It's also not like Europe sent the best of the best either. What if we had an influx of tourism the next 25 years of 15% of the USA's population? Interesting way to look at it. Well, thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, Martha. I will. I'm going to take care of Nemo right now before I forget, because don't want to forget. But thank you from both of us. We appreciate that. Nemo, do you have anything over there? What do you got?
Yeah, I got a few. Jolt, thank you for the Cash App. Said, heard Trump will say Ossoff is fraudulent. The fuck?
So Aaron Parnas came out today with some reporting, and it's kind of made its way around that apparently he's going to say that the 2020 election, like that your senators are fraudulent, that like the Georgia election in 2020 was fraud. I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait till Thursday night. It's all absurd, but who the fuck knows? I know. Who the fuck knows?
Okay, then. Jesus. Yeah, all right. And Joel, looks like that might be the URL for this. So thank you for that second Cash App. And okay, just got that from you, Matt. Neely, this is from earlier. Thank you for the 666. Said, thanks for trying with this kid. I wish he would see immigrants as the critical members of our communities that they are. Fuck eyes. Agreed. And hail Satan. But yeah. I think that A lot of this is just down to propaganda. It's just down to people are programmed to view immigrants as like a drain or taking away when the opposite is true. Stacy, thank you for the memo. So for the education professor Nemo, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I had a special request from B. B asked that I ask you, Matt, have you ever been to the Islamic Republic of Japan?
I mean, I have, in fact, been to. I mean, that's a weird question, right? Because I have been to Japan. I don't know if I've been to the Islamic Republic of Japan, but so I don't know how to answer that question. No.
Maybe it's like a secret part of Japan, because like, you know how Japan has like layers where, you know, if you don't speak Japanese, there's just like whole parts that you really can't hang out in. I wonder if it's like you go deeper and then it's just like they open a door and it's like, boom, there it is. Here you go, guys.
Yeah. What? I don't know. I'm sorry. I have been to Japan. Next time I go, I'm gonna have to seek out the Islamic Republic part. So sorry. It's right next to the Christian Republic of Tibet. All right, guys. It is. It's late. It's time. It's been a long day. But we're gonna head out to someone else's live. Let's see who's live here. Let's see. We've got Joey is live. Who else is live? Joey's live. Danielle is up if you want to send people over there. And then not a lot of options tonight, it looks like. So in terms of like our friends who are live. So I don't know, man. What do you want to do?
I will probably end up at Danielle's, but I think that we should raid Joey.
I like that. I think we should. I think we should head over to Joey. Oh, Joey, you're funny. You're funny, friend. You crack me up. Let's go to Joey. Let's go to Joey's. I like that. So, real quick before we go over there, make sure that you're following Nemo on this account and his many backup accounts. And the main reason being is that you're gonna see him there or somewhere else, maybe even later on. So please make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're following me on my main account and my many backup accounts. Make sure you're subscribed to both of us over on the tube. So you can just pop the subscribe button to me, but also click the link down here for Nemo. Also, you should join up on Nemo's Discord. Nemo's Discord, there's almost always an announcement that goes up when he goes up on someone else's panel. So you can find that in the link tree in his bio. You can find it in mine as well. So we appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the additional support that you guys offer. It's very much appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to go over to Joey's. I've just put his down in the chat. Tell him that Nemo and I said hello, and then probably listen to him for a little bit, and then maybe we'll hop over when Nemo goes over to Danielle's, and we'll say hi there. And please make sure that you're supporting our bud and everyone else. You got anything else, man?